And I still knew a lot about astrology and stuff like that. And I was not getting any readings. And I was like, dang, like maybe I need to drop them lower. You know what I mean? And I have Jupiter in the second about expansion, belief. Okay. So it's about anybody who has a lot of second house placements, Taurus placements, you need to have high self worth. Okay. You really got to have high self worth because that is what the divine wants for you. They want you to believe a lot in yourself to receive. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get this figured out. And okay, here we go. And the second that, oh, that's cool, Black Star. And those products you sell, that's so second house. Like, I love that. You like sell physical products, Saturn, that help people in the spiritual and help their truth, them grow their truth and grow their path and grow their journey and like elevate. Okay, so Saturn, Jupiter in the second in Taurus, like beautiful. Um, but yeah, I was doing the readings. I had them for 30, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm not getting any readings. What's going on? And then I was doing exactly help their expansion. Let's get it. And then I was doing. I dropped them lower, y'all, to like 25. With clearly, I know astrology to $25, y'all. Still didn't get any readings. Okay. And then I had dreams. In my dreams, I kept hearing 100, 100, 100. And I was like, $100? They weren't buying it with 50. They weren't buying it with 25. Like, what's going on? And then I got you, but yeah, Black Star. Oh, thanks for following. Um, this and when I moved it to 100, then I was ever since then I've been able to have the readings. It's crazy, you know. I just literally I was thinking I wasn't enough, and I was more than enough. You know what I mean? Like that's what the Taurus and the if you're like very Venusian, a lot of Venus placements, a lot of Venus aspects. If you have a lot of Taurus aspects, if you have a lot of you know, second house aspects, you gotta there we go. Step it on up, y'all. Step it up with the readings. You gotta raise the prices. And also know the value of what you're offering in the spirit. Okay. Like if you someone comes to you and they're improving and they're thinking in a new way, learning new things, that's very valuable. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to these. There's a lot of people the market is saturated with people that are not necessarily the most valuable practitioners because they're doing it for money. I just made a video about this. What's up? Hola, ¿qué tal? Um, just made a video about this, okay? And it was, hey, Isabella, welcome in. Come on, y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Elvis, it's always some people that are miserable that come on my live stream on YouTube. What is going on? I'm doing well, Isabella. How are you doing today, love? I'm on TikTok as well. So if I go back and forth, it's because I'm on YouTube and TikTok, okay? Um, and so, yeah, raise those prices, y'all, because it really, you know, you got to value yourself. But there's so many people that are doing these readings and stuff, and it makes you feel like you have to keep your stuff low. But no, not at all. Okay, like really, really do, um, you know, your own thing, and honor yourself and how you feel it is worth, how much you feel it's worth, and that's all it is. The divine will match it. It's crazy how many times I thought I would not get the resources, but the divine was the one putting the need for more value in me. Okay. And when you honor that, you're honoring yourself and you're honoring them. Okay. We're talking about today, we're going to chat about Pluto and Aquarius, moving to Aquarius, what that's going to do for everybody and all the placements. We're talking about the full moon. We're talking about whatever you want to talk about, basically. I'm doing dance, which we're dancing, having a good time throughout as well. I'm just coming on, coming on, coming on. The moon's in Gemini. I'm a Gemini moon, so you know, I'm just felt like chatting it up with y'all. Just finished talking to my siblings. That was really fun. Hey Abigail, welcome on in, welcome on in. So we're just having fun, basically, raising the vibes, raising the vibes. And then towards the end, I always like to do some kind of group ritual, group manifestation to really, okay, Leo, come on. I'm glad that you're doing good, Abigail. To really raise the vibe and bring in new things. Okay, I already have had people say from the live streams, okay, it's helped them to manifest. So, and they're seeing things change in their life. So I'm telling y'all, okay, stay for the end because we're going to do a choreography and do dance to bring in, especially with the full moon. It's a full moon, super powerful. And you have a fellow Gemini moon using the power of the moon. Okay, it's like, it's about to be fabulous. Okay, how do you feel about Gemini, Venus, Mars, and the Sun? I love Gemini placements as long as Gemini placements are very powerful as long as Geminis have a balance between the heart and the mind. Okay, Gemini can be very duplicitous and back and forth, I have South Node Gemini, Gemini Moon. I have a lot of Gemini placements. And when the energy's off, it can really be scattered and not work out. Gemini placements can end up being in a lot of rough situations in life out of their choice. Okay, like not saying the divine's putting them in tough lessons. Gemini can just end up in stuff. Hey Aquarius, what's up? Aquarius, I gotta tell you something in a second. And it's really hilarious. And so Gemini is a very amazing sign, very, very, very powerful sign. But you gotta trust. You gotta have Gemini has to honor the Sag, be able to trust their truth and trust themselves. Because when a Gemini gets too lost in what other people may think or what the world's doing, it just Geminis can be the biggest trolls and the biggest messes in the world. Like it can be really messy. Leo rising actually has a better time during Sagittarius season than Leo season. What do you have in your ninth house, Giselle? Maybe that's why. Okay, or what's going on with your Jupiter? Do you have like a really nicely placed Jupiter? That's the thing too. Oh yes, fellow Gemini moon, what's up? Love you, love fellow Gemini moons. Um, Aries in the ninth. Okay, what's going on with the Jupiter? Because that's the thing with certain things. Like I have a lot of Leo energy, but I don't have any planets in Leo. Okay, like I have all my placements in the fifth house because that expresses. Oh, thank Black Star. That expresses that energy. Jupiter 12th house Cancer. Let me see. I would have to see your chart. For some reason that does Sagittarius. So let me see. Aries ninth, Cancer 12th. So you have Sag 5th. Okay. You're a Leo, so 5th house Sagittarius. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's what it is. So it's a strong season because the 5th house is ruled by Leo. So your Leo energy expresses itself in a very Sag-like way. There we go. That's what it is, Giselle. That's why you like the Sag energy. I was like, it's something. We got to get into it. We got to get into it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Make sure you're tapping the screen, giving me a like to bring some more people in. We're talking astrology. We're talking relationships. We're talking life. We're dancing. We're having a good time. Okay. Yeah, because why not? You know what I mean? If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. Make sure you're following, though. Okay, if you don't even follow me and you answer questions, I don't know. The energy exchange just feels weird to me. Oh, I know. August with the retrogrades in Leo. Oh, my God. But it was preparing y'all, okay, for this opposition. Oh, thanks so much. These are Versace. Versace. If you know, you know, okay. Let me see. Yeah, August was real for the Leos. Okay, Leo season was insane. And it was also with Venus squaring Saturn at the same time, or Venus was opposite Saturn or something like that. Oh, thank you so much, Black Star. It was really real in August. Okay, but it's prepping because Leos and Aquarius are one of the two main players coming forward with Pluto and Aquarius. Like it's about to get really, really exciting. So we have to get prepped. Okay, before you get any new achievement, you always go through a bit of hell. Is that not the T? Okay, I know it's the T, y'all. It's the T. Okay. So keep pushing forward, y'all. Keep pushing forward. Raise your hand if you have a lot of Capricorn Saturn placements. Let me see it in the chat. You got Saturn conjunct something. Capricorn moons. Let me see you in the chat. Capricorn suns, Capricorn rising, Saturn conjunct the sun, Saturn conjunct the moon, Saturn conjunct Venus. Planets in the 10th house. Okay, South Node in the 10th. Let me see. Let me see it in the chat. Okay, because I have some good news. Capricorn stellium. Okay. Cap North Node. Okay, let me see. Let me see it in the chat. Where the Cap's at? Okay. Okay, I have some good news. I have some good news. Ooh, Cap Sun, Aquarius stellium. That's you. It's you. Okay. But wait, I feel like it's you. I feel like it's you. Yep. Cap Stellium, yep. Okay. Let me get into the good news. Manifesting a new job. Come, everybody, really quick. Let's clap. Let's clap for Aquarius. Okay, not Aquarius the sign, but on YouTube, there's somebody that is an Aquarius. I mean, sorry, they're Aquarius, but their name is Aquarius. Okay, on YouTube. And the last live, they were nervous, like, okay, I hope I won't get this job. We did a dance. We were manifesting, shaking it. They got it, y'all. They got the job. Okay. Congratulations. I love it. I love to see it. This is why we're here. This is why we're here. Okay. We're putting in. This is why we're here. Okay. I love to see it. So my cap energies. Okay. Cap dominant, Saturn dominant energies. Carla, thank you. Yes. Claps for Carla. I like to just say Aquarius because it's like, you know, it's fierce. But yes, Carla. That's a beautiful name as well. So What's gonna be happening, y'all? I'm so excited. Pluto is leaving Capricorn and moving into Aquarius, okay? Which is going to still put some focus on Saturn energy because Aquarius is co-ruled by Saturn. But all of the hard efforts are going to get off of us, okay? Ever since 2008, and it really got real. We're going to get into the different alignments where it got real. Like 2019, it was real. Jupiter passed over Saturn in Capricorn. 2017, Saturn went into Capricorn with Pluto. It's been real since like 2017. Even before, 2008 was real, then 2017 got real, 2019 got even more real, 2020 got even more real. Okay, 2021 got even more real, and in the past year, 2023 was still kind of real, but not. It was a little bit of a break, and then this year has been extremely real. Okay, because of Pluto in Capricorn and what Saturn is doing in Pisces. Okay, because anything Pluto's doing in Capricorn is also happening to Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, because Pluto's there. Okay, so for the people that have a lot of Capricorn placements, okay, for the collective, what Pluto has been doing in Capricorn, it has been exposing how you handle things when you do not get what you want, number one, and when you are put in a survival mode, okay, when you're in a place of feeling like you're not going to get your needs met. What emotions come up? All right, see you soon, Isabella, sorry. Okay, that's what this Pluto's been doing in Capricorn since 2008, y'all. Okay, exposing where we give our power away. Okay, when we don't get what we want, and when we are in a place of survival. Okay, when you're many people, many clients of mine, this has happened to me 2 or 3 times since 2008. I was working a terrible job, being manipulated, being not paid enough, and everything in me, my gut, my heart was telling me quit this job and trust the divine, trust that your business will take, that you'll be provided for. Okay, and I was nervous about it, like, well, how am I going to do this? Like, I don't know how I'm going to afford this. Like, how am I going to be able to deal with this? People have to work, I have to make money. Just doing it the way the system tells you to do it, Capricorn, the traditional way. I'm nervous to not do it the traditional way and go against the grain, because how am I going to afford myself, blah 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 blah. Pluto was testing. That's Pluto in Capricorn, testing. When survival is up, when you got to pay your bills, how do you respond? What emotions come up? And do you give your power away? Okay. My main power comes in sharing wisdom in the occult. That's what I love to do. Okay. I have a lot of wisdom in these kind of things. But for so long, I couldn't put my full energy into it because I was slaving in jobs where I was barely making money. Okay. And I had to trust and remove and transform all of those mindsets that told me the divine's not going to take care of me. All those mindsets that told me, honey, you live in New York City, that's the most expensive city in the world. You need to work a job and just pay for it. You can't be out here having faith tests and thinking the divine's going to take care of you. I had to destroy all of those mindsets. My parents and my family telling me growing up, you can't be an artist. That's not a realistic job. And my main two passions are dance and the occult. These are two things that okay, that's not a traditional job. Okay. And anytime I worked anything else, either the boss was terrible or I could not even get up and go to work. I have the moon conjunct my MC. Okay. So if I'm not feeling it, I literally cannot do it. I'm sorry. Moon on my career line, I gotta follow what I feel. Okay. And so I had to be put in so many situations, but guess what? Every time I surrendered and left the job, guess who took care of me? The divine. Okay, even when I didn't have a job, even when I wasn't even doing readings, people were reaching out. Hey, I heard you cut music. You want to cut? If I'll pay you $1,000 for cutting my music. Random stuff was happening and coming through. Okay, they always provided. Now, don't just jump and take a leap of faith if you haven't checked in with your heart and the divine. Okay, I always check in first. Okay. But Pluto in Capricorn revealed those things. Okay, think about relationships. How many of y'all, raise your hand, since 2008 have been in a situation in a relationship and you were nervous to leave, okay, or nervous to stand up for yourself because you didn't want to lose the relationship, or because of the tradition of what tradition says to do? With family, let's talk about it, okay? Family traditions, okay, that's ruled by Capricorn too, family traditions, okay? Any family members where you really wanted to say some things or leave, but you were like, since 2008, okay? Since you were like, I'm nervous, I don't want to, this is my mother, this is my uncle, this is my sister, they're treating me like shit, but I'm nervous, I don't want to upset that, okay. Or career. What about career? Well, this is a job, even though they treat me like shit. I gotta work. Even though I'm being disrespected, I kind of gotta work. Your partner, terrible. I've been, okay, X situations, being treated like shit, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, at least I have a partner. At least I saw my family go through stuff. So maybe this is what I have to go through. Maybe love just comes with this much pain and trauma. That has been Pluto in Capricorn exposing what we do, how we give our power away when we are in a situation of survival. Okay. And the way to heal that is to remember, wait, no, I'm better than this. I don't deserve that. Regardless, even if I have to be on the street, I'm not going to be in this situation. Claiming your power back, okay, from these traditional systems, okay, and not just systems governmentally, systems of thinking, okay, systems of sexuality. I've come out of the closet since 2008, okay, systems of career, systems of aesthetic, okay, systems of relationships, okay. How many of y'all had to end things and then felt bad about having to end it? Like, well, maybe I need to talk to them and like have an amicable ending when your whole body tells you not to talk to them ever again, okay. Pluto was exposing and making you, challenging you. Everybody says you need to do it this way, but do you agree? Okay. Pluto was wanting you to say, I don't care if everybody goes left, I'm going right on this. That was Pluto. That's what we've been having to do. But what does Pluto rule? Empowerment, but also disempowerment and fear. Okay. So we had to go through since 2008, y'all. Okay. So many, exactly, but we just block them now. Exactly. Okay. It's so much. Think about how much of like, oh, I'm nervous. They're treating you like shit and you're nervous on talking to them about how you don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? I remember so many years of that. I'm getting completely bulldozed and I'm like nervous. I don't want to upset them by speaking up. Girl, your edges are on the ground. They just dragged you. And you're nervous about defending yourself? Can we get some self-worth up in here? Okay, get the power back. This is what Pluto was doing, okay, in Capricorn, letting us get power and removing the ways we release our power because of traditions. Okay. And why is this important? Why is this important? Because Pluto's about to move into Aquarius and give the power to the people. Okay. But if we're not an empowered class of people, what's going to happen? We're going to end up re-indoctrinated in a new system. And is that fun? Do we want that? No. So we now have to come to learn to become and trust ourselves and trust the divine. That's why it's been so rough, okay? So that's what Pluto in Capricorn has been since 2008. And anybody that's Saturnian, all the people put your hands up. We have been tested extra on this because we have planets in Capricorn. So all of those things, we have 10th house planets, we have Capricorn planets, we have Saturnian energy, okay? Aquarius, same thing, co-ruled by Saturn, okay? That's why it's been so real. Every part of you, deep within you, and with you having a lot of Capricorn energy, that's a lot of your essence has had to be restructured and transformed so that you don't lose yourself or give your power away as you achieve your goals. That's what Pluto in Capricorn was. Okay. It was, hey, Nicole, welcome in. It was bringing in all of that energy. Okay. And that is so, so difficult. Yeah, I'll go into Taurus in a second because Taurus with Uranus there, we'll get into it. Okay. That was also what's been happening since 2017, and that's almost over. But that's what this energy is. And we only have until Tuesday. Pluto's going to leave Capricorn. So right now, what's happening this past few weeks, few months, Pluto has been bringing out last tests. Many people are in situations where they're afraid. Pluto is fear. And we're in the same fears that we have been in since 2008. Fears of money, fears of standing up for ourselves, fears of going it and trusting ourselves, fears of the fake test, okay? And so what you're gonna have to do at this time, yes, is trust that the fears you feel are just Pluto, okay? Unless there's something like literally there should be something you should be afraid of, like directly in your face. Hey, Karen. Hope you heard that part about the cap. What I was talking about with the Capricorns. Unless it's something directly in your face, like, oh my God, this is a crazy situation. Oh, thank you, TikTok Gold. There's nothing to fear, okay? This is Pluto testing you, okay? If you're in a faith test, if you're relying on yourself and believing in yourself and trusting in yourself, this is a faith test, y'all, okay? and keep trusting yourself. Don't go back to the comforts of, because many clients I've had, even myself, I'm like, well, I don't know, this is a lot. Like, maybe I might as well go back to what it was. At least I knew that. We're not doing that. Many people as well, toxic people, are coming back. Raise your hand if you had toxic folk that you cut off and said, you know what, I don't want to deal with this anymore. They're back. Raise your hand. Okay. It's been out the woodworks because a lot of people are about to go forward. There's a lot of change that's about to happen. And a lot of people that have been not been holding themselves accountable are about to get a lot of karma. I've been saying this in my videos. I hope you're paying attention to those. And they're feeling it. They're feeling their lives start to fall. They're feeling things start to kind of fall apart, and they're starting to reach back for the supply. Do not go back. It is not going to change, okay? Think about how long it's taken you to heal one aspect of yourself. You think somebody is going to come back that fast and heal everything? Don't trust it, okay? Do not trust it, okay? Because they're coming back. It's coming back crazy. It's going to be like this all the way until next spring. The people trying to double back because they're going to be going through the karma. This is the time when they're actually going to be going through it, okay? And they're going to be trying to reach out with all. I've had people reaching out even today, reaching out with all the things. They remembered the stuff I was saying way back in the day when I was speaking my truth and they weren't listening, but they remembered little things. Oh, maybe this is the time therapy might work. I'm like, honey, we haven't even apologized for what you did. You haven't even held yourself accountable yet. So how are we going, what's therapy going to do? Don't try to throw that in there because that's what something I mentioned, okay? Trying to get, people are, don't do it, y'all, okay? Exactly 6 I go, just say no. For right now. I'm not saying, I'm not a person that's like fully cut people off forever. If somebody has proven to you that they have changed, it's okay, okay? Because you know what change looks like because you change yourself. I know what healing looks like because I've healed myself, okay? I can tell by the fruit, okay? So you're not about to trick me, you get what I'm saying? And change takes time. It takes years to change. Think about how long it's taken for you to learn your worth and discover and go through those things. Years. And when people truly change, they feel ashamed for what they did. So if no people aren't coming back with that, anytime I really realize, oh my God, I did this, I'm instantly going back to that person like, hey, I feel terrible about this. Like, I can't sleep, you know? If people are not doing that, they're coming back, hey, how's it been going? And just wanting to like skip over why y'all stop talking. That's a sign right there. Okay, so don't. Okay, I'm letting you know we're about to move into a whole new frequency. All the outer planets are moving into new signs. Okay, please don't take the past back. Take the past with you. This is not the time. Okay, and this is also why I'm on these lives to keep y'all. We cannot jump into old bags, okay? Because with the divine, there's a lot that they're having behind us, but we have these last little lessons, and many people are thinking their situations aren't going to change. They're not going to be able to get what's in their heart. Things are not going to work out for them, and it is. It's just about to drop in your lap. But can you withstand and keep your power? They're testing you, okay? It's a test. Right before some things, this happened to me, literally. Yesterday, I was talking with my sisters. I was like, oh my God, we have so many new things. We're like manifesting, talking about what trips we want to go on, like just all the beautiful things that's coming. Why did somebody reach out to us today on some mess? Of course, okay? Right when we got high up and we're in this good frequency, there comes a test, okay? Not the time, all right? And then what you can do if you are nervous, like, well, maybe I don't know if I should just cut this person off. Ask the divine, hey, in the next 3 days, if you want me to reconnect with this person, show me, okay? And if you want me to keep my boundaries, let me know. Period. Okay. And they will. Okay. They will. Okay. If you can't trust within yourself and you still have some healing to do, that's fine. We're not minimizing that. Okay. Because sometimes we don't know. Sometimes it can be confusing. Our heart, you know, especially if you have Pisces placements. Like I have Venus in Pisces, so I love unconditionally. Even if you treated me like shit, I still love you. You know what I mean? I can't have you near me. But if I have the time to fall in love with qualities of who you are, I will never not love those qualities of who you are. Now, the negative ones, I don't like those, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like even people that have treated me terribly, I still love parts of them and who they are, you know, because I've fallen in love with that. So it can be difficult. So sometimes when people be coming back, you know, it can bring up certain feelings like, oh, I do miss that. You got to remember that, okay? I can literally, I get nervous when, you know, when a bug's in my space, I literally will be carrying it out in a cup and nervous, like, I don't want to hurt it. So if I'm taking care of a, you know, a little millipede or a spider that strong, come on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just might be sensitive to these kind of things. So don't get trapped in your heart. Just know your heart. Okay. Sometimes we get stuck like, well, I still care for them. Honey, you care. You're a carer. This is just showing you your heart. Don't let you having a heart, you know what I mean, end up in a bad situation. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, we do not want that. Okay, so know yourself. If you're one of the type, maybe you got more Scorpio placements, you can just snip and dip. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but you know, for others though, this is something that you got to know yourself. I will always have exactly. Don't be a healer to your detriment. Exactly. You don't want to end up doing it too much. Okay, so exactly. Okay, so that's the energy. And now luckily Pluto is moving out of Capricorn. So all these lessons of I'm gonna test and pull these, make you feel like you know you're not gonna have it. Test your energy of survival. Those lessons are going to end. Okay, and then now the new lessons with Pluto in Aquarius. This is the new lessons. Okay, and so Capricorn energies, the energy is still, you're gonna feel it a little bit because Saturn still co-rules Aquarius, so it's not like you're off the chain, off the hook 100%, but it's gonna get way easier, y'all. Okay, way easier. Capricorn is about the traditional way of doing things. Aquarius is about finding a new way to do something. Okay, and Aquarius also is about honoring all parts of yourself, even the parts where people say that's wrong, even the parts where you're shameful, even the parts where they're taboo, even the parts where you were bullied. Aquarius is about embracing and honoring, hey, this is who I am. Okay. I teach dance. That was my first job. I've been teaching since I was 15. And many times when I was teaching, I've had younger kids ask me, like, so why are you gay? Or like, why do you have a piercing in your nose? And like, when I was younger and still hadn't figured out myself or come to honoring myself or just grounding in it, it would affect me. I would feel very like, I wouldn't know how to respond, you know? And now I'm like, why do you like Skittles and not chocolate ice cream? I don't know. Like, it's simple. I'm like, I am who I am because I am who I am. Talk to the divine about that. I don't know. They made me who I am, period. Okay? And most likely it's because my career is helping people, so it's to help other people. You get what I'm saying? So this is that energy with Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius is going to come for anybody that is not living authentically. You're going to see their whole life fall apart. Okay? And everybody else who is being true to themselves, you're going to see them moving forward and getting empowered. Okay? 2008 until now, Pluto in Capricorn, the people that got empowered were the ones that did the things that fit the system. Okay? Their system. Okay? And it took a long time for certain people to get to that energy. Many people had a lot of fears of, you know, being without. Okay, many people were nervous to leave the job because they were not able to, they were nervous to trust that the divine, they would be taken care of. Okay, we've had to work through a lot of that. Okay, and now the energy is going to shift, the power is going to shift. Okay, from big business. Okay, notice what big business was like in 2008. All the shopping malls and stuff opening up. Reality TV booming. Okay, celebrity status. Boom, 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 boom. Not exactly, lack mentality. Exactly. Pluto in Capricorn is exposing lack mentality. Okay. And feeling like where you have to overwork to make something. Okay. This is the energy. Capitalism. Okay. The Industrial Revolution. These things literally were developed. Last time Pluto was in Capricorn. Okay. And now it's back to tear down these systems. Notice now, shopping malls are desiccated. You don't really see anything. Okay. And you now, all these chains, Applebee's, all these things bankrupt. Okay. This is the shift, and moving and taking the power from these big corporations. These big monopolies are now going to be crumbling. Okay. Over the next couple of years, you're going to see major banks falling. If y'all have all your money in a bank, please do something about that. I'm gonna need you to get some into investing and also get into having some physical assets. Okay. You need to start buying some silver and gold. Okay. I mean, just start investing in some heirlooms and stuff like that. Like, really. Okay. Because what happens if something happens? Okay. I'm just speaking. I don't want to get too much. This is why I got to get my membership soon, because I can't really tell y'all global things that might be happening because there's so many things that I watching and doing stuff. Okay, so I can't do it on these things. Okay, but you need to have assets. Let me just say that. Okay, start getting your land up. Start envisioning these things. Okay, start getting into investing and trading. Okay, start learning about these things. Okay, start getting into different ways of putting your stuff in different spaces. If you don't have making some side hustle from a skill yet, I'm gonna need you to put your skills out there. If you can cook, I'm gonna need you to start finding a way to have a side hustle with the cooking. Okay. If you don't know your skills, this is the time to self-discover, because this is just trust me on this. Okay. Just trust me on this. Okay. Because what if a whole corporation is down, everybody's 401ks go away. Okay. The whole thing, you had your whole business and you're making good insurance, all that's gone. What would you do? Okay. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna, okay, no time frame, none of that. We're not gonna get too much into it, but this is just something we just need to think about. Okay. Because Pluto's about to move into Aquarius and the energy is going to shift. Okay. Things are going to change and the power is going to change. The power is going to be gone from big corporations. Okay. Aquarius rules the underdog. Aquarius rules the people, marginalized people especially. Okay. So Pluto's going to take the power from tradition and give it to Aquarius rules things that are not traditional. Different ways of making money. Okay. Different ways of relationships, relating. Okay. Different ways of honoring the self, different ways of relating to the earth. Values are changing, and this is why how Taurus comes in. Ever since 2017, the collective has been changing what they value. Now, many people would rather have peace, freedom of schedule, versus working their ass off so that they can have a Chanel bag. Okay, nothing wrong with a Chanel bag, but now people are changing their values. Okay, this is because Uranus, the planet of Aquarius, Uranus about liberation, bringing us to a new frequency, is in Taurus. What we value, what we buy, what we are taking in. So that's how Taurus plays in with this Capricorn. Okay, because we had to go through so much exposure of the traditions within us and seeing if we still align with the way we were conditioned. Capricorn rules over how you were conditioned growing up. Okay, the conditioning, wherever your Saturn is, talks about how you were conditioned growing up by society and the people around you. Okay, the internal restrictions you have. Okay, I have Saturn in Aquarius, and I was conditioned to believe that I should restrict and hold back all of the parts of myself that were not cool, that were not, the best. Yes, for the cowboy, I love it. Okay. And it ended up being that all those parts that I was bullied for are my superpowers. I was bullied because I talked a lot. I'm glad I talk a lot because I wouldn't be on here on live stream if I didn't. Okay. I remember being, in middle school and high school, like, why do none of the girls like me? Like, I guess I need to stop talking because the guys, they like the guys that don't talk. Honey, why are you trying to get a girl? Please. What are we doing? When I knew better. Okay. Like, all those things. Okay. Let me not be too flamboyant because I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. I don't want to be, attacked. I was so afraid of being attacked because of being more feminine. Until I tried it, now I'm more feminine and literally I'm treated like a princess by these men that I thought would attack me. It's actually the ladies that want to attack me now. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Saturn and Pisces. Okay, this is talking about where we condition, where we condition growing up. Saturn and Pisces, you were conditioned to restrict your dreams. Okay, certain big dreams you have, you might have people say that's not practical, that's not realistic. You need to get something that makes sense. You also were restricted by the divine. You could have felt that whoever was around you, Saturn and Pisces, it's energy. They made you feel like the divine is maybe evil or mean, and you had a restricted mindset about your connection between the divine and you. You could have maybe went through something very painful growing up and felt like the divine was not there, or meant through something like that. That could be that. I don't want to go too much deep. Saturn and Gemini, mental restrictions. Okay, you could have grown around people that had a very small mindset. Okay, hey Kiki. and felt that, you know, you're conditioned in the mind. You know, you could be nervous of, if I do this, what is this person going to say? Or I saw this way, and I'm nervous to try something different because this is what everybody else is doing. That's kind of Saturn and Gemini, having a restriction of the curiosity to explore in the mind. Saturn Aquarius, yeah, with connections, okay, with friendships. I realized during my Saturn return that I actually was the problem. I was the one restricting myself, and the reason I didn't have the connections I wanted was because I wasn't fully being myself, and I was restricting myself. Like, no, I shouldn't go out. Who's going to see me? Maybe people are going to think I'm... No. I was already blocking myself, okay? Because growing up, when I was bullied, my mother would tell me, no shade, but she would tell me, well, maybe we could change your outfit so that you could look more cool so that you wouldn't be bullied. Instead of telling me and giving me the confidence to just be myself and not give a fuck about the bullies, okay, telling me that the bullies are insecure, she was trying to get me to change myself so I would not be bullied. I see the intent there, okay? But this is why we got to be healed before we have children, okay? Because then you end up giving them, teaching them ways that actually will... It's taken me years to heal that. Okay, all my 20s was working on healing that and embracing myself. Okay, and so that's Saturn in Aquarius. You can feel that kind of energy. Let me see. Saturn in Scorpio. Oh, let me see. I saw Sag first. Saturn in Sag. Restriction on your belief system. You could have had really tough authorities, like really dogmatic people with dogmatic beliefs growing up. Tough religious leaders, or just kind of something that happened that made you restrict that something would happen. Sag is about having faith without sight. Faith from just belief without sight. Oh, I love when y'all give me the cranes. Y'all know my name is Crane. So you're here to look and realize, oh my God, I actually have been restricting myself because of my fears of belief, or because I lose faith, or I don't have enough belief in myself. Saturn and Sag are here to have strong faith and believe in yourself for the long term. Have a faith. Can you, yes, have faith, but how long, Saturn, can you hold that faith? Okay. Persistence with the faith. Saturn and Scorpio. Okay. This is fears of the dark things and the bad things happening. So then when life comes and puts you through a situation where you actually have to transform, you don't want to touch it. Okay, because you're always nervous of what might happen. Okay, you can restrict yourself because of your fears, Saturn and Scorpio. Okay, feeling like you have to be too, no, I will never be able to trust anybody. I'm about to make a video with just my random astrology observations, and one of the ones is going to be, anybody on the live is going to know, one of the ones is going to be for Scorpios. You can trust certain people's Scorpio placements, okay? Scorpio placements are always nervous if they can trust someone. They could be very paranoid because of a lot of betrayal, okay? But that betrayal was not to show you that you can't trust anybody, okay? Betrayal was to show you that you have to reassure, you got to be around people that reassure you of your fears, that tell you, hey, it's going to be okay. Okay. Many times Scorpio, y'all be projecting Scorpio placements. No shade, no shade, no shade. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm just saying. Because you don't fully trust yourself, you feel like you can't trust anybody. But let's move on. That was Saturn and Scorpio. I don't want to get too deep. Okay, I don't want to, because I love Scorpio placements, but I just want to, I just have to say that. Okay, anybody with trust issues, nervous about, do you trust yourself? Okay, that's all I got to say. Okay, the more you trust yourself, you will attract people that you can trust. Okay, discernment, yes, yes. Okay, just, that's all that is. Okay, that's all that is. I've been betrayed. I know. I've been betrayed. I'm nervous if I can trust. But you were most likely betraying yourself by being in a relationship initially with that person you knew you shouldn't have been with. You ignore the red flags, and then now you got betrayed. It's not them. They probably betray everybody. Okay, that's one thing with certain times we can get down and I had to realize this many times. I have to realize this, y'all. And I'm not saying this no shade, because I have a lot of Scorpio placements within my chart. Okay, I'm Pluto dominant. Okay, so I'm saying this from experience. Okay, something happens and I'm like, oh my God, and take it so subjectively. Then I gotta zoom out and remember, wait, this person did treat me bad, but do they treat everybody like this? Most likely, yes. So it's not personal. I just happen to be around somebody like that. Okay. That true, I ignore red flags if you look good enough. Exactly. It's tough sometimes, okay? But we gotta work through it. Okay, I've been there too, honey. Okay, oh my God. Ooh. And so this is that energy, okay? Not betraying the self. And then you will get people that do not betray you, okay? I made a video recently about DL men and stuff, and it's making me realize that a lot of people really believe that all men are going to just cheat on them. Okay, there's so much fear of infidelity in all genders, all sexualities. Okay, and that is something that we got to think of the energetics, y'all. Okay, and yes, people really are out here doing a lot of that, but that's because people are cheating on themselves. So that's why they're out here doing that. If you look for somebody and see in their life, do they cheat themselves? Look back at all the people that betrayed you and that cheated on you and betrayed you, family members, relationships. When they were in certain situations, could they have handled it better? Were they cheating themselves? Okay. The majority of people I know that treated me like that, they have insecurities when they should have been working on them. Okay. They were in situations of jobs knowing they should have left, but they didn't. Okay. So you got to look at these things, look at these people that you're getting with and see how they handle life. Are they really in integrity with themselves? And if not, then they're not going to have any integrity with you. Okay. He took better care of me than himself. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And why was that? Okay, most likely because of some need he felt like he needed. Okay. Um, okay, so and that can be tough. Okay, that's the Pisces stuff. Okay, feeling like you need something outside of yourself. Oh, okay, it can be tough. Okay. And so this is why, with Scorpio plays, I'm gonna make something about it. I'm gonna make a video probably tomorrow about just different things. Like anybody, there's another thing I'm gonna say is any Aquarius that anybody who says an Aquarius that says, "Oh, I had an amazing childhood," I don't trust that. Aquarius, if you know, you know. Okay, my Aquarius sons understand. Okay, I'm like, you're an Aquarius sun, and you said you had a fabulous childhood, and your family treated you 100% amazing. You never were bullied ever. Suspect. Like, it's like the running challenge. Suspect says they're an Aquarius, but never has been bullied. You've never been outcasted, but you say you're an Aquarius? I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Okay. I'm like, exactly. Speaking of Aquarius in the YouTube, Carla, I gotta tell you what happened. So I was on Threads. If y'all don't have Threads, follow me on Threads, or get Threads and then follow me on Threads. And there was someone that had posted, January Aquarius are the big energy, February Aquarius little energy. And I was like, number one, we should not be dividing Aquarius, but Carla, it was literally the most vicious conversation I have ever heard. They had to take the whole thing down. It was blocked on Threads, okay? Because I said this in the beginning of the live, okay? Scorpios, if it was Scorpios battling with another Scorpio, Scorpios fighting with each other, I would not want to be in range, okay? I would be ducking. Aries fighting Aries, I would not. Geminis, the words, the shade. But Aquarius, of all signs, Aquarius fighting Aquarius, y'all. That's like two Godzillas coming at each other. Like, it was insane. The February Aquarius were calling the January Aquarius bald-headed in the comments, y'all. That is how it was going. Okay, let me just say that. And I was like, oh my God. February Aquarius, we gotta keep it together. Why did we get so triggered by this? We all got blocked, y'all. The whole page got taken down, okay? It was that, the February, they know we're wild. I'm like, why would a January Aquarius do that knowing how February Aquarius are? You were just looking for trouble. Like, that is not what you should do. Like, it was just a messy, messy situation. It was very, very messy. Yes, I'm a February Aquarius. Yeah, I'm a February Aquarius. So I was trying not to have bias, but notice I was in the comments. I made a whole comment, okay? Because I was low-key offended. I'm like, February Aquarius, little energy. Excuse me? It's big Aquarius energy over here. I'm sorry. We are not doing that. Okay, you're not about to call out the February Aquarius. Like, honey, what are we doing? Okay, so I had to kind of clock it in the comments. Okay, so that's why I got kicked out of it too. Okay, because I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just stayed in the comments. Okay, yeah, thanks for finding me on Threads. Yeah, it was, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely giving effort out to find out for February Aquarius. Yeah, we were literally chilling, and then I was like, wait, what? And it was just long, long messages of February Aquarius going off from the January Aquarius, and the whole page got taken down. I was like, Aquarius, this is why you're not supposed to separate and divvy with Aquarius, because we just, it's too much. It's too much. Like Aquarius are the type of people where you gotta call in the like when you're in a fight and like it's not looking good. That's when you call in your Aquarius. They're gonna come in. But okay, that's okay. But to have those two together, ooh, yeah. Find me on Threads, y'all. It's lit on Threads. Now I'm on Threads and Blue Sky. So I'm making the videos, but I like texting and stuff. I have Gemini Moon, so I love to like. Now I'm on there. So if you want to get messy with me on Threads and Blue Sky, I love to troll. Okay, and I'm also sharing information and stuff there too. But like, I could share my thoughts there. We can get a little messy there. I'm also trying to make an Aquarius group on Blue Sky, but I only have like 10 followers, so I guess I could give it some time. Exactly, exactly. Aquarius are the type, like very much the type, like, ooh, okay, February Aquarius. Okay, I'm not gonna say that part because I don't want to say anything to the January Aquarius, but I'm not gonna say I agree, but yeah, find me on there, y'all. Yeah, February Aquarius, keep it cute until it's not cute at all. Okay. And January Aquarius, I don't mind January Aquarius at all. I love all Aquarius placements. But yeah, let's get off of it because I don't want to cause discourse between my people. Okay, let's not talk about it. Let's just honor that Aquarius is the best zodiac sign. Just kidding, but not. Okay. For the Aquarius. Other signs, love y'all. I really do. As an astrologer, I really don't have bias. I think all the signs are fabulous. But you know, I am an Aquarius with like 4 planets in Aquarius. So like, how can I not think my energy is fabulous? Like Aquarius really is. We are those girls. And we go through so much. So, you know, we deserve to have some claps for the girls. Also, Aquarius is the most rare zodiac sign. Only like 3 to 4% of the population are Aquarius. Yeah. We're rare. So now let's continue on. Before I talk about, we're gonna get into Pluto and Aquarius and what that's gonna do for all the girls, for everybody. But before we do that, and I'm talking about Saturn going direct, I'm so excited for that. Well, before we do that though, make sure you're liking, okay? Make sure you are notified for the live stream so you keep coming in. Anytime I come in, you can be here so we can tune in and kiki and have a good time, okay? What else? What else are my marketing things? I love as well if you want to donate, okay, you want to leave a little tip, send me some love. I have Cash App, the Water Bearers Tea on Cash App, okay? Always love, that's always appreciated. What else do I say? Yes, I love the taps, I love the taps. Oh, thank you, Aquarius, my Etsy, y'all, my Etsy. Oh, thank you, I also have a class, y'all, I have so much marketing. Etsy. I'm trying to up my Etsy, okay? I have like some people following, I'm excited for that, but all my products are on Etsy, all my courses, all my classes, and I'm about to release some new oils, and they're gonna be fire. I'm so excited for the names of them and everything. And it's what I use personally, like behind me are all my spiritual, like all my stuff, okay, that I've been doing since I was a teen, but I'm now just starting to release the gatekeep. And I had to gatekeep for a minute, okay? But now I'm starting to release that to y'all so y'all can get everything. Thank you for following me on Etsy. I love that because I'm going to be able to drop that there, and then all of my promotions, you're going to see that on Etsy. Also, tomorrow I have a class at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Past Life Astrology. So if you're into past life and want to know how you can discover about past lives and understand your past self, looking at your birth chart and looking at even in the transits right now, because Saturn in Pisces is a big past life transit, okay? That class is tomorrow, 12 p.m., okay? And that is, you can go on my website under virtual classes and check that out, okay? It's online. It'll take you to the website to purchase it and everything, but it's tomorrow at 12 p.m. Fabulous class, I'm super excited for it. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I do produce music, actually. I'm not like a, let me see, what do I say? I choreograph, I choreograph dance, you know, so I have to like make dances. Like last year, I did two solo performances, where I did 15-minute pieces, and I produced the music and made it and used synths and like that kind of stuff. I grew up in music, but I'm not like, I would not say I want. Eventually, I want to get into it, but I'm not gonna say like I make music. Not yet. Mm-mm. But if needed for a project, yeah. Like I made the subliminal meditations on my page and mixed those together and like added the chords and made chords that I liked and stuff like that. So if you want to check those out, you can see kind of my mixing in the spiritual. I mixed some things together, added ocean waves and different harmonics and stuff like that. For that, but I'm not. No, there are people that are so talented. Like I'm not a master at all at mixing, but I do make good. I don't think it's bad. Yes, happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturn Day. As Saturn is freshly direct. Super excited about that. But again, before we talk about that, that's the next thing we're going to talk about in Pluto and Aquarius. Just make sure you're following, make sure you are liking the live, tapping to continue to bring people in. Make sure you follow me on Etsy if you can. I have a class tomorrow about past life astrology, so if you want to know about past lives and how to find that out, check that out on my site. Clearly, if you want to get a reading, you can check that out on my site. I feel like that's like, I don't have to say that. Like, clearly, I do readings, and that's on my site. You can schedule it and everything directly on my site. YouTube, if you don't know about my YouTube, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube because I have all of my deep content there, like my hour-long videos about millennials and the purpose of millennials, about family trauma and inherited karma, about the age of Aquarius. I have a few videos about that. All my videos about Lilith and debunking Lilith. All my videos about astrology, what the moon means for all the signs, what the sun means for all the signs. All that's on YouTube. Okay, I can't do deep content like that. Thank you, Intimacy. Let me go ahead and pop that up there. Link in the bio with all the social media deeds. That's basically what I need to say. But just wanted to make sure y'all know the tea. So yeah, so that's that. And I always appreciate all the love, all the likes, all the gifts, and all the cash apps as well. All much appreciated. And everything you send to me, I want to give it back to you. I've already put that on. Like, you already know. Anything you give to me, it's sent back doubly so. Okay, anything sent to me, I already put that. Before I come on live, I bless the lives, honey. Okay, so anybody donating, anybody just giving likes, this is sent back to you. Okay, exactly. All the roses is coming back to you, honey. Okay, it really is. What seeds you plant, you harvest. You get what I'm saying? This is why it's not good to crash out and take it too low with people, because then you have to reap that karma. You get what I'm saying? So whatever you put out, you get back, honey. You get what I'm saying? That's the energy. So, you know, not just for me, but in your life in general. You get what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Let's talk about Saturn really quick. Okay. Freshly going direct. So Saturn's about to go direct in Pisces, or just went direct. Sorry. I just heard in my head about. Sorry, Saturn. Just going direct. Saturn just channeled in for a second. Nikki, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes we gotta go there. You know, if it was righteous, okay, righteous anger, I have no problem with. Okay, somebody had you a little bit effed up. Hey, stand your ground. Okay, but you know, sometimes we have to do it. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not a turn the cheek kind of girl. Okay, sometimes I am, like, let the ancestors handle it, but sometimes we have to. It says, you know, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, but also it says, and every tongue that rises up against me, I shall condemn. Okay, it shall be condemned. So sometimes you gotta drop the T on somebody real quick. Okay, so anyways, Saturn just went direct, y'all. Okay, and we just went through an intense Saturn retrograde of a lot of reflection, a lot of looking and changing our mindsets around our dreams and how we co-create with life. Okay. Like, difficult. Okay. And now Saturn's about to move direct, and we're gonna be, oh, thank you for the gifts, y'all. That's so sweet. Saturn's moving direct, and we're gonna be able to get more access to our dreams. Okay. And be able to structure them, and anything that has been held back from you, you will now be actually able to see why. See the silver lining, see opportunities. Now, if you have any placements in Pisces from about 7 degrees of Pisces all the way to about 18 degrees of Pisces, okay? Or if you have anything like in Gemini from 7 to about 18 degrees. Okay. Anything in Sagittarius from 7 to about 18 degrees. Anything in Virgo from about 7 to 18 degrees, especially y'all. This next 3 months, Saturn is going to be blessing you. Okay. Rewards for the heartache and the struggle. Okay. If you are Saturnian in general, Saturn's going to be rewarding you for the heartache and the struggle. The Capricorn placements, the Aquarius placements, okay, 10th house placements. Reward is coming. Okay. So I'm always excited for this. Okay, let me just give you tea about it. Last year, Saturn was retrograde and then station retrograde and was stuck on my sister's moon exactly in Pisces. And my sister was stressed and a lot of emotional burden. This is what Saturn does when it's on the moon. And my sister wanted to move into a new home, but it was not. The market wasn't good. It was just delay, delay, delay. Saturn went direct. Within 2 weeks, new home was able to get approved. Boom, fire. You get what I'm saying? So Saturn literally will hook you up. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Who's that? Braids my Melly. Saturn hooked you up. Saturn just freed you. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Saturn is literally the. I have Saturn tattooed on me, y'all. Look at this. Saturn. Okay. It also rules the father. So when my father passed away, this is why I got that. My father passed away the day Saturn was conjunct my sun in Aquarius. I know astrology is crazy. Like during my Saturn return, when Saturn was conjunct my sun, I was born with Saturn conjunct the sun. So a very karmic relationship with the father, and so literally my father, you know, passed suddenly when that happened. It's like the Saturn on my sun, it like took my father out of my life. Really, really crazy. Thank y'all for the condolences. But yeah, Saturn is something of pain and restriction, but Saturn is the planet of longevity. The only reason Saturn is putting you through hell is because Saturn thinks that you deserve to be at a high place. You get what I'm saying? Like the restriction is resistance training. It's like putting on ankle weights and going running. You know what I'm saying? Like it's terrible, but then when you look at your muscles later and they're like looking all sculpted and nice. Okay, not saying it's not looking nice with them. I'm just saying in general, you know, I think all bodies honestly look pretty fabulous, but resistance training. You get what I'm saying? This is what Saturn is about. Okay, delaying things so that you can really master it over time. Okay, think about if you, do y'all have like a favorite park or like an area, like a beach you like to go to? Raise your hand in the comments if you like have an amazing area where you go, like to go to reflect and you see a lot of the detail, like maybe a nature walk or something. Do anybody have those things? And you see synchronicities, you see animals, you see beautiful things. Okay. What if for the first time, before you went there, okay, for the first time you went there, instead of walking and went to, oh, I love pecan trees. Instead of walking and you know, going to a place and sitting and really observing, you were able to observe because you took the time and were slowed enough to be steady to take it in, right? Okay. What if you're at the park and somebody's just driving the car through the park and you see it for 20 seconds? Would you be able to see all the details of the different kind of plants near the water? Would you be able to see the different animals? No, because you're zooming through life, okay? You wouldn't be able to take it in fully and really get and smell the roses, right? No, okay? Especially if you have like a lot of Leo placements or fire placements, okay? And sun alignment, strong sun alignments, placements in the 5th house, you're gonna be put in isolation a lot, okay? Or placements in Pisces. Anytime the divine's putting you in isolation, that's the best time you get to see what? Yourself. Okay, many times we hate things slowing down. We want life to constantly be in constant progress, but you know what else is in constant progress and it's seen as a depression if it's not constantly growing? Capitalism. Okay, money. Okay, and is that natural? No. Life always goes through cycles of birth and rest and ups and downs. Okay, but because of how we're what? Conditioned, we think if we're not constantly seeing progress, something's wrong. That's not how life naturally goes, okay? Pluto and Capricorn also exposed that since 2008, okay? Making us look at these things. All right. I want this in my business, but I don't see it happening. I don't see the followers coming in. Do you feel like it's valuable or not? If not, okay, work on that. But if you feel like it's valuable and you like it, put it out there, and eventually you're gonna get what you see. If in your heart you know that you deserve to have all those people seeing it. Some people don't want a whole bunch of people to see it, but if in your heart you know that you want that, and that's in your heart, the divine put that there. Just give it time and trust it. Be patient. There's cycles. Okay. And the thing is, I love, raise your hand if you grew up in like a natural area. I grew up down south in South Carolina around nothing but animals and nature. Okay, raise your hand. And I love that I did because it let me see the natural way. Okay. I got to see, literally, there was this, I talk about this a lot. So maybe some people who've already been alive have already heard this. But the Rockies, oh my God, yes. Um, when I was younger, I was on a farm and there were eggs, okay, that I saw. Bird eggs, okay, from not a chicken, we had chickens too, but like just a bird egg, okay, and I don't know where the rest of the eggs were, but I was like, okay, and saw an egg. And the bird, there was a little crack in the egg. Now, I feel like there were eggs around, but something about this egg, maybe it was like separate from the eggs, I don't know. But there was a crack, a little bit of a crack coming on the egg, okay, I don't remember, I was young, so I don't remember exactly. I just remember focusing on this one egg. And there was a little crack, and I'm like, oh my God, the bird's trying to get out. Like, it's not working. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, and it's like struggling, trying to like trying to make it out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not gonna work. So what do I do? Okay. I help the bird. I'm like, let me help you out, girl. So I'm like, I'm a girl's girl. I'm trying to get the girl out. I'm like trying to open it. I help it out. I'm like, yeah, I freed you from the egg. Well, lo and behold, birds gain their strength to live from breaking out of the egg. Who would have thought? Okay. So look at me with my conditioned self. I'm like, this is too difficult for this bird. Nobody should be in any struggle, any pain, any struggle. That must be a sign that something's wrong. I helped it out, and then the bird died because it could not survive because it did not go through the tension and the pain that it needed to go through. Saturn rules over longevity, okay, but Saturn also rules over persistence and pain, depression, insecurity. Okay. So this is what we've had to work through as well. Okay. And this is it. We really have worked through it though. Okay. Because back in the day, I had many clients that would come to me like, how can my chart make me a millionaire? Okay. And it can do that. I can tell you how that can happen. Okay. But it's not going to happen overnight, most likely. Sometime, maybe, but it's not most likely going to happen overnight. And when I tell them that, I'm like, okay, so this is how you're going to be able to, this is how you're going to work on the healing this, work on this, look into this, fill this up, do these rituals. And they're like, so you can't just tell me and I can just get it by tomorrow? And I'm like, what do you think this is? Like, what do you think I just have this wand? I do have wands. I really do. Okay. Okay. But I'm not able to, if I was able to do that, y'all would see me levitate and all kind of stuff. Eventually, we might be able to get to that. But we still pretty 3D. Okay. Oh, hey, fellow Aqua. Okay. And so it was very much a lot of Pluto and Capricorn having to show to us life is not instantaneous. Things take time. Okay. Now, I was born with Sun conjunct Saturn, so this is my whole life. Okay. By the age of like 22 or 23, I realized like, okay, it's going to take a minute for my life to kind of really pan out. Okay. I'm a late bloomer. I've been a late bloomer my whole life. Okay. But there's purpose in that. I've been able to take time to smell the roses and dive deeper into things instead of zooming through things. You get what I'm saying? So I'm noticing that Pluto and Capricorn is testing that as well. If you want something, can you wait? Can you wait for the divine to prune you and prepare you so that you can be ready for the fullness of what you want? That's the energy. Okay. That's what this is coming, what this Pluto Capricorn has been doing since 2008, and we're at the end of this. Okay. And now we're about to have Pluto move into Aquarius, but right now Saturn's about to go direct. Okay, we're just went direct. I keep saying that. Okay. And oh, thanks y'all for the likes. Saturn's about to go direct, and then actually we're going to be able to structure things. So anything you've been dreaming and trusting the divine for, you're going to see why you need to trust them coming soon. They're gonna anything you've been having faith for and having been believing and surrendering. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I hope it's gonna work out. It's about to work out. Okay. It's already been working out. Somebody said Saturn just freed them. It's already starting to open up. Okay. But it it just has been pretty real. Okay. I'm very ready for these outer planets to get out of feminine energy. No shade. I'm feminine. I have all my planets majorly in feminine areas. But I like when planet placements are in the masculine, like fire signs and air signs, because it moves, life moves faster. Okay. Think about life pre 2008. Zooming. Okay. Think about life pre 2017. It was pretty quick. Okay. 2008, Pluto moved into Capricorn, heavy Earth energy. Okay. 2012, Neptune moved into Pisces. That's feminine. That's receptive. Okay. Yes, more introspection, less action, and now it's about to be less introspection, more action. Okay. Um, you said you're too masculine. You need the feminine. We've needed the feminine. It's been needed. I'm so glad it happened because this is my Gemini moment. Look, I just said I was sick of it. Now I'm like, I'm so glad it happened. But I am because it allowed me to have more peace. It allowed us to surrender more. We now know more of our value. Femininity is also about honoring your beingness, learning your value and your worth, learning to sit with that and not have to strive so much. Okay, it's more soft life. Okay, learning to trust our intuition, learning about what we feel. This is definitely what we've needed to learn. Okay, how to stand up for our worth. You know what I mean? How to wait, how to be patient, how to adorn ourselves. Okay, beauty has been on a rise the past like 10 years. It's insane. Um, but now we're gonna move to, with the age of Aquarius coming in, the age of Pisces is feminine. The yin energy, Pisces, feminine water energy. Okay, and we're not talking gender here. We're talking about energetics, feminine energy. Okay, Aquarius is masculine energy. Okay, so we're gonna move to that. All right, Pluto in Capricorn. Capricorn is the feminine expression of Saturn. Aquarius is the masculine expression of Saturn. Okay, Pluto on the placements just had to go to Capricorn and testing our understanding of how we sit. What are the inner structures you have? Capricorn, your inner, the feminine energy of Saturn. Okay. What limitations are you, how are you restricting yourself? Okay. Like this is what we had to work on. And now Aquarius is about the restrictions that you might have putting yourself out there. Before with Pluto and Capricorn, the restrictions were, are you enough? Do you have enough worth? Do you have enough skills? Do you have enough trust? You know, will you be okay? You know, can you get by without these systems? Now Aquarius is about being yourself and putting yourself out there. Okay. Can you, honor your full self? There's going to be a big battle. A lot of people put on Aquarius, anybody that is closeted, okay? Got some stuff with sexuality and you're not dealing with it, even if it, whatever it is. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm just going to say it because there's a lot of people. I've done readings on it. The spirit is like over 50% of the world is going to have a big identity crisis with Pluto and Aquarius, okay? Because the energy of Pluto and Aquarius is going to make those things, you won't be able to hide them anymore. Pluto exposes. So anything people have been putting down, thinking, I don't want them to see this about me, I don't want them to know this about me, that's going to come out. Okay? So I hope there's nothing like, luckily I have all my placements in Aquarius basically in Scorpio. So I don't have anything to hide anymore. You know what I mean? Like that is just kind of, you know. I am who I am, Like anybody, because they could out me for anything. Oh, why are you cursed? I do because I do. Why do you do this? Why do you do? There's nothing, you know. You get what I'm saying? Hey, welcome back, Isabella. So that's the energy. Okay, many people are making these videos about Pluto and Aquarius, and I made one, and so check it out. I'm gonna make another one. Okay. But many people, these astrologers who are making these videos, no shade to them. I love all astrologers. I'm glad that there's more astrologers in the world. We need more astrologers. No problem at all, Isabella. What's up? But some people are talking with astrology about Pluto and Aquarius, and they don't understand Aquarian energy. Okay. Ooh, that sounds good, Isabella. Okay, so this energy is about to be a big shift and a big change. Um, And Aquarian energy, yes, it's about connections. It's about, the future. There's going to be a lot of innovation of technology. You remember back in the Bible, like Abrahamic times, people lived to be like 3, 4, 500 years old. That's what we're going to end up seeing. Okay. A lot of advancement in technology. We're going to live a lot longer. A lot of people, a lot of my clients have told me they feel like, when you were younger, you felt like you would live a long time. I've always felt like I would live hundreds of years. Okay. And people always told me I was crazy. And I'm like, am I, or is Pluto going to move into Aquarius, and these next 20 years is going to be a massive advancement in health? Okay, that's going to happen. Aquarius also is the tribe, so there's going to be a lot more communal groupings. Okay, Aquarius rules the internet, so the internet, we're already seeing how much of a power that is. Okay, that will continue. Um, all these things, really, really beautiful things. But Aquarius also, though, rules over. Leo rules over where we're appreciated, how we appreciate ourselves, where we're clapped, and where we're seen. If Leo's where we're seen, what is Aquarius, the opposite sign? Where you're not seen. That's why Aquarius always are slept on. Okay, until now. Okay, if you check out my video about the age of Aquarius, I talk about that. With the in the age of Pisces, what is the 12th house of Pisces? Can somebody put it in the chat? What is the 12th house of Pisces? The 12th house of Pisces is Aquarius, right? And the 12th house is the area where things go missing, the subconscious, the blind spot. So, Aquarian energy, all the past 2,000 years, 2,500 years, okay, the area of self undoing, exactly. Anybody with a lot of Aquarian energy did not get honored, okay? Anybody trying to bring the truth, okay? What happened to anybody calling out the truth the past 2,500 years? Okay, okay, because Aquarius is in the 12th, all right? But luckily, over the past 100 years or so, not even that much, really, I think it started in the 70s and 80s, but and then especially in the 90s, and then now the 2000s, 2012, and then now around COVID, there's been multiple, a whole new age, a whole new 2,500 year age is not just going to come in one day. It's a process. I talk about this more on my YouTube in my Age of Aquarius video. I talk about even how the ages make sense. Okay, what it actually means is the axis of the Earth for 2,500 years has been pointing to the constellation of Pisces, and now it's backing up into Aquarius for 2,500 years as it goes around the sun. Okay, so now we're moving to the age of Aquarius. All right, and so that puts Aquarius in the first house. Okay, and what is in the 12th house of Aquarius, y'all? So age of Pisces didn't work for Aquarius because an Aquarius energy, because it was in the 12th house. Now, when we move into age of Aquarius, Capricorn is in the 12th. So these big businesses, these old traditions, that's going to be the self-undoing. People stuck in limiting traditions, stuck in the old way. In the age of Pisces, though, where we're getting out of, anybody who was speaking truth, that was their self-undoing. Okay, all the witch burnings, all the stuff, and all the restrictions, okay, all the enslavement, all that, past 2,500 years, even though there was enslavement before that, anybody that posed a threat, that came forward with any truth and any power, was suppressed the past 2,500 years, okay? Because Aquarius, and also Aquarius rules the marginalized people, queer people, melanated people, okay, women, okay? Ruled by Aquarius, y'all, the marginalized, the ones put down, okay? Because Leo is the people in high courts and society. So Aquarius, opposite of the people that are working for these big corporations and people, okay? So any of those people that tried to uprise in the past 2,500 years, even the French Revolution, because this is the thing, people talk about it, they're like, oh my God, guess what's going to happen? The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was the French Revolution, the Spanish Revolution, the American Revolution. That's the case. That's true. Okay. The power did go back into the people, because if you know the kind of the people that came from the UK to America that separated, they were the oddballs that came to the US. Okay. The outcasts. You get what I'm saying? So it's very Aquarian. But all that time, those past 2,500 years, all that revolting and stuff, it was the age of Pisces, though. That's why it ended up that chaotic. Now we are gonna get to a place of power that's gonna shift, but this is different. This is not gonna be like it is. It's not gonna be where people need to get their heads chopped off. Now, let me not talk about that. I'll talk about that in my when we get to the membership. I can't even get too deep into that because I can't even say what I was about to say. Okay, okay. I'll just say take what I said with a grain of salt. Okay, but what we have now is the internet. They didn't have the internet back in the late 1700s. Okay, so they could not organize like we can organize. Okay, what we can do now, the more people start to get more power and start to question the traditions, we can say, you know what? Where are all my women-owned businesses? Where are all my queer-owned businesses? Where are all my black-owned businesses? Where are my marginalized people? I need my soaps from there. I need all my clothes from there. I need all my. I'm gonna get everything from y'all. Everything. Bump these bigger corporations. I know somebody's making technology. I'm gonna get a new cell phone from a smaller business. Okay, like this is on. Thanks, Aisha. This is how we're gonna shift things because the thing about Capricorn, people, this is the interesting. This is why it's beautiful to know astrology and also the universal laws. If you don't know the Hermetic principles, you got to know the Hermetic principles. Okay, the universal laws. Okay, everything that is has something that is not. Everything is balanced. Everything that you see in the physical has a spiritual essence, as above, so below. Okay, and so no, I don't go live every day. But I come alive whenever I feel it in my heart. Like people need a message, and I want to talk and chat. Today was one of those days. I was like, I feel like let's get on the talk. We need to talk. Um, but anyways, yes, as above, so below. Like it is that energy. Whatever is up is down. Okay, and so with these systems, these big corporations, okay, with these big corporations and these big industries that are monopolizing everything, okay, there's always an opposite to that, okay, and what is that? Capricorn rules the system, okay, Capricorn rules yes, thank you, Aquarius, in the YouTube, Carla, sorry. That is so helpful in hand with astrology. It's so amazing. And I'm so glad y'all are appreciating this message. Um, the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer. So the industry, the system is nothing without the people at home, Cancer. We have the power, okay? And this is what we have to get into. But we can't have fear. This is why Pluto was just in Capricorn. And a disempowered people, you can do anything to them. If they're too afraid to honor their full worth, you can do anything to them. Okay? But we're moving to the age of Aquarius, which is about the awakening of the mind. And this is why people are starting to awaken their mind and starting to learn and grow and honor themselves and know who they are and remembering these things, okay? And getting connected with other people and learning these things, okay? Starting to question what was the traditions, okay? Getting more curious about this. Because when we get aware and we're awake, then it's harder to manipulate, okay? And then what ends up happening is these systems then fall because everything was built off of someone underneath, okay? And this is interesting, with the US especially, we are a laughing joke, ever since about 2014, moving to New York, I moved here 2013. Ever since then, well, no, yeah, about 2013, 2012. Ever since then, I've had a lot of European friends, okay? I have a lot of European friends, probably more than American friends. And I didn't realize how much the US is shat on and laughed at, especially the past like 5 or 6 years, until I had European friends, okay? But how many generations was it seen that the US was this big, powerful, amazing country, the big powerhouse, okay? Forever. It was for a good 100 years or so. 150, 200 years probably. No, longer than that. Since the Industrial Revolution, I'll say. Basically since, I'll say, what do y'all think? Like the First World War was really when the U.S. like took off, you know. Um, ever since then, no, sorry, let me take it back. People that are in the U.S., we know what's really real. Okay, even though growing up I was sold the American dream, even though I'm black, my mother told me you just got to study harder and then you could achieve anything. No, um, no, not the case. You can still achieve, but let's not forget the system. You can achieve anything in the world you want, but let's not ignore, if you're marginalized, there's going to be certain systems you're going to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Which people told me that. And this is why you also can't listen to certain people about this manifestation who have never been restricted by a system in their life. Okay, like, it's crazy how people tell me, well, you're just not trying hard enough. No, 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 no. When I'm looking for sublets and new places to live, and literally I show up, they see me, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, actually the place is vacant. This place is not empty anymore. And I'm like, we just had a tour set up. How is it not empty anymore? Like, don't. I don't have the time. Okay, we're not gonna get to that. That's a whole nother live stream. Okay, talking about how people minimize the marginalized groups. That's a whole nother live stream. Okay, whole nother one. Okay, because this happens all the time. Even the queer community, especially. Anytime I talk about how tough it can be for being somebody that's a person of color, you're gonna get a white gay that's like, well, yeah, being queer, it is. I feel you. I'm queer. I've been bullied, and I'm like, not to minimize. That is tea. That is tea. I know that's a tough situation. I'm not minimizing, but honey, you're not about to sit here and act like that's equal to me. No. Okay. There's many different layers and intersections. Okay. Let's not act like we're all one. Okay. Um, and so bringing it back, we now it's a time to get the power back. Okay. And the reason that it's going to work this time is because of all the energy that just went through Capricorn. Okay. Now, many people are way less afraid of traditions, way less afraid of. Back in the day, people would be nervous to revolt because it's like, but what am I gonna do? All my, my retirement's in here. I don't want to lose my retirement. Like, what happens if I lose my retirement? Now, especially the younger generations, they could care less. If you're disrespecting me and you're putting me below my worth, I'm out. This is a more empowered class. Okay. More knowing our deep worth. And why do they say they're out? Because they have a deeper feeling that I will be taken care of regardless. Okay. I don't need to be enslaved into something to feel safe and to feel comfortable. Okay. This also happened, even though we had all those revolutions and stuff. Okay, if you really look at it, though, what happened after the French Revolution? Who was the next big power? Let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? Put it in if you know. Where are my historians at? Okay, if you know history, you love history. Who came after Marie Antoinette, the last queen? Who came after? Let's talk about it. Come on. I know somebody knows, or we can Google somebody. Come on. French, after the French Revolution. Okay, with all the terror that was going on. I think it was with feudalism, because of feudalism. Okay. And nobody, they were working and putting all their stuff. Napoleon, thank you. Yes. Yes, it went crazy. It went fascist as hell. It was already bad, and it went worse. Okay. Okay. All right. People in the US, okay, yeah, we left from England, but then we came here, and then what happened? Is it super free? A lot of people in the indigenous majorly wiped out. Okay, that happened on the soil, right? We know what was going on with black people. Okay, and it's not like everybody that white was a slave owner. People were struggling in the U.S. Okay, and being used off the backs of them. Okay, think about when the Industrial Revolution pumped up. How many people were losing fingers and arms and stuff in factories, making products so that the U.S. can be seen as this super powerhouse, amazing country. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So now, as we're moving, though, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter all had to come through Capricorn at the same time. It was crazy. It's been crazy, y'all. But I'm actually glad it happened, because that has gotten us so down and we've been through so much and we're so tired and so beaten down that we're not going, when we get the power, Pluto and Aquarius, we're not going to end up being manipulated and ending up giving power back to another power that's going to re-restrict, put us in another restriction. You get what I'm saying? People are learning to think for themselves, but not everybody. I'm seeing a lot of people going back to restrictive mindsets. Okay. You know, I have a friend that we came out at the same time, about the same time, and now because they're of the pressure of their mother, now have a they were a lesbian, and now they have a husband. They look miserable. They have kids, and the kids are beautiful and cute, but they don't look happy. Okay, and I'm like, girl, what happened? Like, hey, maybe you're buying, you shifted it up. I don't know. I'm not. It's no judgment, but you should still look happy, and like your soul should be happy. And every time I look, I like feel sad for them. I'm like, you know, there are some people that didn't awaken. They had the chance, and now out of fear, think about it, because of comfort. Okay, Pluto and Capricorn, because of the fear. I don't want to lose my mother. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose that. Okay, you jump back into the thing that was restricting you. Okay, Stockholm syndrome. No, no shade. That's a trigger word, but that's that. That's what happens. You end up protecting the thing that actually is not really liking you at all. Okay, so this is and we can't. And those people are those kind of people are the ones doubling back right now. Okay, because life is starting to get a little real. They're starting to feel the heat because Pluto's about to move into Aquarius and X all that. If you're not being honoring yourself, that situation's you're gonna lose the thing that you were doing that for. I'm telling you, it's about to get so real. Anybody, let's say there's somebody that, like my friend, and I don't want, let me not say that because I don't want to just talk about them, but like, let's say there is somebody that truly should be themselves. Okay, let's talk about these DL men. Let's just talk about that. A closeted man. Okay, and is because of the family. This happens a lot because of the family, because of society. They have a wife, they have children, and they know damn well they don't maybe children, yay, but they don't need to be married to a wife. That's and they're a disgrace basically to themselves and the marriage. Okay, what's gonna end up happening? Whatever reason why they're keeping that fear in, it will be taken from them. Let's say that that man has a mother that he's very nervous to come out as bi and doesn't want to tell his mother, so he has the wife, he has the kids, and he's sneaking around and not letting his mother know. He's gonna lose his mother with Pluto and Aquarius. Okay, anything keeping you from, hey Sada, welcome in. Anything keeping you from fully being your authentic self must be taken with Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, people, I tried to make my video, I'm gonna make another one to let people know this, but like Pluto and Aquarius is an amazing alignment. It's gonna be very beautiful, but if you're clinging to something and you're not being your full self, it's not gonna be beautiful at all. At all. Okay, you got to get to a place, and it's not easy. There were so many times in my life where literally when I came out to someone in my family, I'm not gonna say the person, okay, but someone real close, I'll just say that. The first thing I heard was, oh my God, you're gonna die of AIDS. I was like, whoa, it just took me like 6 months to get the courage to tell you this. And this is the first thing you tell me? Do you know how triggering and traumatizing that was to me? I was like, what? Like, excuse me? You know, like it was so ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, excuse me, okay. But then I was sitting there still worried, well, this is someone close to me. Maybe I should, you know, this is someone I care for. And I've spent years, y'all, trying to work it out with this person. Do you think this person has ever asked about my business? Knowing all I do, they know what I do. Think they've ever asked? You think they've ever asked about what makes me happy? You think they've ever asked about, curious, what kind of foods do you like? Anything. No, they just wanted me to call them and to talk about the usual things, and they were never really curious about my life. And I spent a whole decade trying to not be my full self to keep these kind of people in my life. Not fully sharing my full self, not, you know, all of these things, okay? Now, luckily, I do have a lot of Aquarius placements, and eventually I couldn't deal with that anymore, and I ended up having to fully say, you know what, I don't deserve this. Clearly, this person doesn't care for me anyway. You know, why am I sacrificing myself for this? What I said, deuce, okay, and jumped into my real Aquarius bag, okay. But this is the energy, and this is why I had to do that before the age of Aquarius, because I'm here to help y'all, and probably not y'all. I feel like a lot of y'all are already living in the authenticity, but anybody who is still stuck and like living for society and living for the gram and living for, and that's what I'm seeing a lot. It's people. I have some family members like that where I know their real life, but then I know what they post on social media, and I'm like, girl, none of that is true. What is going on? Why are you doing that? Why are you? Who are you pretending for? You get what I'm saying? That is gonna be exposed with the Pluto in Aquarius, okay? Because why are you giving your power away to your Facebook friends? Who cares what they think? Who cares if they think you're cool or not? Like, do you think you're cool? That's all that matters. Share what you want to share, okay? All of the other stuff, it's gonna be bad. You're gonna end up in really bad situations. Okay, I'm really letting you know. Anybody in a relationship, well, I gotta do it for the kids. I'm miserable, but I gotta do it because this is the traditional way. Please leave. Please figure it out, because then you're gonna end up in a crisis. You're gonna see people suddenly losing their partners, suddenly losing things in their life, and they're like, "Oh my God, why is my life happening like this?" And you weren't being authentic. You shouldn't have had that anyway. So then Pluto came and took it from you. The Grim Reaper came, and now you're mad at life. Okay, like this is I'm giving High Priestess energy, yes. Um, yes, like this is what it is. It's difficult, okay, and this is what it is, okay. But okay, there's gonna be a lot of messy stuff that people are in. Okay, people are in jobs they know they should leave. They're being treated like shit. They have many different skills. Many people started all kind of side hustles during COVID. The majority of people, where are those at? Think about all your cousins and stuff that started doing DJing. All the people that were doing all the side hustles. Where are those at? A lot of people have stopped doing those. Okay. But let's say you got somebody like, oh, I hate this job, but you know what? No, I on Facebook, people love the, the status. I love the status I get from it. I love the attention I get. I love the money I get from it. So you're selling your soul basically for money and attention. You think that's gonna get you in the age of Aquarius? So what do you think is gonna happen? Pluto's gonna snatch. That job's gonna be gone. Okay, I'm being real. Okay. Anybody, it's anything we're clinging to more than ourselves, okay? Anything will be removed. That's just because that's what Aquarius is. It's the parts of yourself that you're nervous to, like, you might want to go ahead and leave the job. You know what I mean? Do I need to give testimonies of it? The many times I've left my job and the divine has taken care of me. You might want to go back to other lives on YouTube, because we go into it with testimonies. Okay, I can give one example, but I've already shared it. So I don't want to necessarily share it to other people who've already heard it. But I have testimony after testimony about that. Okay, that happened to me even this year, and it ended with me going viral. Okay, so anytime you feel you need to leave something, trust that. And this is how you know. Yeah, if you want to read it with me, hit up the link. I'm telling you, I got you. But this is how you know if you're out of alignment with something and you need to leave it. Okay, your routine. If you like to listen to music and you're not listening to music no more. If you like to doll yourself up and you're wearing the same clothes every day. If you can't sleep, your sleep is off, and you're stressed and you're frustrated, you're biting and clenching your jaw, you're worried. Okay, you used to have a nice connection with the divine. You'll be doing your rituals, doing your candles. You ain't even thought about a candle. You ain't even thought about a card. Okay, you're just home and just no 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 no. Okay, that's how you know you're out of alignment. Okay, because the divine, they're not gonna put you in something that takes you from yourself and them. They're not gonna do that. Why would they give you something where you're not able to enjoy yourself or the divine? That's why we're here. We're here to learn and to learn more about ourselves. And we're also here to have a connection and relationship with the divine and life itself. Okay. So if you're in a relationship, okay, where you can't think straight, it's all confusion, you're not being listened to, your emotions are not being honored, you're stressed, You're not happy. Your skin breaking out. You're sick all the time. Okay. That's a sign that that's not for you. Just being real. And then you got to be real with yourself. If you love yourself, take a second and look and say, okay, body, okay, divine, are you telling me that I need to leave this situation? Are you telling me this is no longer working for me? Okay. And then you need to sit with your intuition for a second. Okay. I've already shared this little tip of intuition. You can lean forward and lean back. If it's a yes, your body leans forward. If it's a no, it's going to lean back. Okay. You can test it right now. Ask yourself your name. Is my name this? And feel which way your body wants to lean. And then tell yourself a lie and tell it, see if you can lean forward while telling yourself a lie. You can't. You want to lean back and say no. Okay. Check with yourself. Okay. Because sometimes it's needed to be a break. I've had toxic situations where the person was toxic, but it wasn't that they needed fully to be out of my life the rest of my life. Spirit in my heart said for now. And then actually after they learned a lesson and they got the karma, um, but what if you know you need to leave and ain't no resources? This is the thing. This is the Pluto in Capricorn. Okay. Trying to show us that don't let the situation of I don't see it, I don't see how I'm going to manage it, make you lose your power. If your heart is telling you you can't do it anymore, and if you're getting signs you need to leave, that means the divine already knows the plan. Okay, the divine, they are way makers. That's that. Let them handle it's going to be. That's their expertise is in the impossible. Okay, and I honestly have to give a testimony so we can see how the divine really works out of the impossible. Okay, trust it. Okay, now I'm not telling anybody to take a leap of faith and just quit your job if you don't feel it. Sometimes we have bad days and we just need to take a break and just rest and we can come back at it. And sometimes it's just a hard day. Okay, but if you are experiencing the things I was saying and it's been weeks and months and nothing's changing and it's getting worse, that's the sign you need to leave because you're blocking your blessings. Okay, and especially if you ask spirit, send me signs that I need to leave, and you keep getting signs. Okay, why would they give you those signs if they're going to leave you with nothing or leave you on the street? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? We really need to also release any beliefs from the indoctrination of the, I'm about to say, of the church growing up. Because no shade, I love church, but the institution of religion has people thinking the divine is literally out here to like come for us. No. Anytime you were put in a tough situation, it was because you were not believing in yourself enough. You were not trusting in yourself enough. You didn't have enough confidence. You ignored red flags. You didn't love yourself enough. That's really why we're in these situations. It's not because the divine's just out here like, I hate everyone, let me put you through hell. No. We're going through hell to actually love ourselves more. That's the whole point of life. Think about it. Think about it now. Am I lying to you? I'm not. You know it. I'm Saturnian. I done been through it, okay? Every lesson was something about learning boundaries, learning self-love more, learning to understand yourself more, learning to understand life more, learning to be more patient with yourself, patient with others, patient with life. Like, that's what it is. It really is, okay? It really, really is, okay? So, if the divine is really giving you signs that you need to leave, leave, okay? Let me give you 2 examples, okay? Last year, I was with some of my ex, okay, that I left and came back to, Lord, just, we're not gonna get into it, okay? And the situation got really bad, and I live in New York City, which is the most expensive city in the world, okay? And it got so bad, and I was like, oh my gosh, this person exposed a lot of things about them I did not realize, and it came out in a really interesting way, okay? And for years I didn't know about it, and then it just boom, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I start looking for sublets, okay? Not finding anything. I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh my God, how is this gonna happen? How is this gonna work? Like, I'm stressed about this. Like, I don't know. And I didn't fully commit to it. I was like, but I don't know. There's no way I'm gonna be able to find a place. Like, it's in New York, literally. You have to make 40 times the rent. 40 at the minimum. Sometimes it's 80 times the rent now. 80 times, okay? So for me to jump and get my own place, it's not given, okay? My father just passed away. My mother took all the money. No shade, but that's just what happened, okay? I don't have resources. I don't have anybody who can support me, Okay. So I was stressed and I was living with this person and they were helping to pay all my bills. So they also, I had to not only move on my own, but then take all the bills back. Okay. So I was nervous last year. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. So stressed. Okay. Then the start of this year happens. The start of this year comes. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Because I stayed and just was miserable. Because I was thinking, it's going to take a while. I have to save. Like, I have to find a new job. I have to figure out how I'm going to do, like, how am I going to do this? It's going to take forever. Because I also didn't want to sublet month to month. Think about that. For like months out of the time, I have to move my shit every month to a new sublet. That's not fun. Okay, I have Mars and Cancer. My home, I like my home, and I'm not trying to move around. Okay, so do you understand like how stressed I was? But guess what I did? The day I ignored I don't have the resources, the day I said, you know what? Spirit keeps showing me signs that this is no longer for me. Spirit keeps showing me signs that I deserve better than this. I don't know how they're going to do it. I said, y'all, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I trust you. If you want me to get out of here, I want to be out. I want to be out immediately. I can't deal with this anymore. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't have the money for it, but I need to be out. Guess what happened, y'all? The next day, I was on Facebook scrolling for sublets, and that's always what I was doing, stress, like, and a friend from college made a post, okay? And they tagged me in it because I had just made Instagram posts about sublets, trying to find sublets. And I reached out to them. I'm like, hey, so I saw your post. You tagged me in it. Are you looking to sublet your space? And they're like, no, like I actually am looking for someone to take over my space long term. There's no lease. And I was like, there's no what? That's why I was stressed. I'm thinking I had to find a lease and pay 40 times the rent or sublet month to month. The day I said, you know what, Spirit, you told me I need to leave. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I need you to figure it out. Within 24 hours, they figured it out. And I was gone from that place within a week. Do you see how the divine moves? I'm thinking I had to stay with this person. I stayed with that person for extra months of hell. For no reason. But when I listen to the signs, I'm like, I'm getting signs. It's time for me to go. And I didn't see how I was going to have the resources, okay? But I didn't need to have the resources because I'm not the way maker. I don't have to make my own way. The divine can make a way out of no way, okay? And we got to believe that. We cannot let these systems be in here trying to lie to us and make us feel like that's not the truth. That is the case, okay? You don't see the birds out there stressing how they're going to eat tomorrow. They're asleep right now, chilling in the trees because they ate today. Okay, and we're supposed to be the main creation made out of the image of the divine, and we're not. We got to be stressed about how every bill's going to get paid. No, we don't. We have to believe and change our mindset. Okay, we can't be living in fear and thinking that it's not going to work, but we have to change our mindset, transform our mind, okay, and keep finding proof that they will provide. Keep listening to testimonials. Keep coming on my lives, okay? Keep looking at ways to get this encouragement. If you know your chart, we can look into it. I made a video on my astrology advice playlist about this, okay? Your ninth house talks about your area of faith lessons. Whatever signs over the ninth, and I don't want to get into it right now. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I want to get into keep with this channeling, okay? But research later on, okay? I'm so glad this is helping, Nikki. I want to keep the channeling because I want to go to my next testimony. I can't do the signs, y'all, so don't drop what's in your ninth house. But just know that's the area, whatever energy is there, that's your faith lessons, okay? So let's continue. Let's go to the next situation, okay? Next testimony, okay? Because I have so many. I have North Sagittarius, so I'm like putting a lot of faith tests. But now I realize why. Now looking back, I know why every little bit. My 20s was nothing but faith tests consistently. Nothing but miracle after miracle after miracle, while I was provided for by the divine over and over and over and over and over. Okay? Because I'm here to share this to y'all, my testimony. So I actually have another one. I'm gonna have two. Okay? So let's get into it. This was 2017, and I had just moved into my apartment in Bed-Stuy, okay, with my best friend at the time. And randomly, we had lived there maybe 3 or 4 months, like a quarter. And the usual rent statement that we got was more. And I was like, what? But I had, just as my first place in Brooklyn, I didn't necessarily know that that was not practical. That's not in the contract. Okay, I'm like, what? But I was at this time like what, 24, 25, something like that, 26. So I didn't know what was going on. Okay. And I'm just trying to live with my best friend and we're trying to figure it out. It's my first time where it's just us on the lease. Like we're just, And the price that it went up to, we were barely able, I was teaching dance solely in New York City. So I was barely able to make, I think it was like 720 or 750 was how much I had to pay for my room, and then it went up to like 950 or like almost 1,000. And I was like, what? How did it go up $200? Like, okay. So a couple of months passed by, and I'm not able to make it. So I'm starting to get behind. Okay, started to get behind, and my friend too. Okay, we're starting to get behind. Right, starting to get behind. I think we got like 3 months behind. Like we literally were like, that started to add up. Now I'm like $600 behind. Okay, my friend like $600 behind. Okay, and so the landlord eviction notice. Okay, now in New York you can go to court and like talk to the judge and try to make something work, make something shake. So I was scared as hell. Me and my roommate, we went to the judge and we're like pleading, like, oh my God, like please help us, like, we're artists, we're both dancers, and we're trying to do the best we can. We don't have family that can support us, they don't want us to be up here, like. And so she helped us out. She said, okay, I'll give you 6 months to pay it off. Okay, but now you're gonna have to pay this rent and the back pay. I'm trying to make it work. We tried, didn't work. Okay, so now we're back in court, and she's like, I'm sorry, y'all, I can't, make this shake. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So she said, you have 30 days left. Okay. And you saw me dancing before you said, we had 30 days left. Okay. And after that, and I'm like, shit. Okay. And I'm nervous. And I'm calling my dad. I'm like, hey, is there anything you can do? And he's like, I told you to get a full-time job. I told you you could have worked that. You got the interview with Geico. I had an interview with Geico that I got in that time because I was trying to keep dancing. Spirit kept telling me I was pulling cards. I was trusting my intuition. And it kept telling me, trust, you're here to dance. You're here to do your skills. You're not here to work full-time job, because then I couldn't dance. Then I couldn't do the water bearer because I had just made the water bearer in 2016 and it was 2017. So I had just started my astrology business, and like I had just started teaching dance. I had just graduated from college. And so I was so stressed. My family was like, you need to be practical. And every time I was pulling cards, I pulled a card that said about your reflection, like don't look at yourself from others, how they reflect you, look at what you think. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like I deserve to like be able to pay my bills from my passions. I'm skilled. I've worked my whole life on dance. Like, why am I not making no money? Like, what's going on? So my dad freaked me. He was basically told me no. I called my grandma, his mom. Okay, I'm like, grandma, please, like, I need $900. That could help me out a little bit. I just need 1,000. I need like something, because I was behind. It's like a whole year behind. Okay, so now we're like 200 times 12. Okay, we behind. Okay, so because it was like 4 months or 3 before we went to the court the first time, then another 6 to try to catch up. So this was the bill was stacked. Okay, my grandma said, I think this is God's sign, you need to move home. And I'm like, grandma, I don't think you realize what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be on the streets in 30 days. Like, all my shit's gonna be, it's not just move home. Oh, we're gonna be on the street. I think this is God just telling you need to move home. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is not good. What is going on? I'm so stressed out. So I'm trusting, I'm praying, I'm pulling cards, and everything says, you're not moving. Like, you're not, everything in me, my roommate's like, we need to pack, we need to, like, and I was like, I don't know, girl, you might think I'm crazy, but something's telling me we don't need to move. Like, I keep getting signs that we'll be taken care of. And they're like, how? Like, my mom don't have the money, your family doesn't have the money. Like, we only have like, 20 days. It was keeping it. And it started to bring in a tension between me and my roommate and best friend. And I'm like, girl, I don't know. Like, I just have to trust that, like, this is what it is. Like, I know, like, I should have got maybe another job, but God, I feel like the divine wanted me to just stay here. Every time I tried to get another job, I literally was vomiting before my Geico interview, y'all. Because I'm smart, I have a degree, like, I'm intelligent, so I can get a job, okay? So I got the interview, but I was like, my body was like, no, like, this is not for me, okay? This is not for me. So I just was like, nope. And the dance was working, but it wasn't enough. And I'm like, the bills, sometimes my phone was off. Sometimes I wasn't able to really eat. Like, it just got really real. Okay. But I just held the faith. I'm like, I don't know. I can't break this faith. I know something's going to happen. Okay. I'm not going to pack. So the week before the last week comes, okay, nothing has shaken yet. We're still like, what the is going on? Okay. And I still feel my roommate starts packing. And I'm like, girl, where are we gonna go? Number one, you're packing, but where are we gonna put the boxes? Like, what is the point of that? Like, we don't even have money for a U-Haul. Like, what are we gonna do? And we just got to wait. And I was like, I'm like crying at night. I'm not eating. I'm like, Spirit, I need a sign. Like, y'all keep telling me everything's gonna be fine, but how? Like, I need you. Should I pack my shit? Like, should we reach out to friends? Like, what's going on? They kept saying, no. I kept pulling cards. It was like 4 swords. Calm your mind. I'm like, what? Kept pulling cards. 9 of cups. Wish fulfillment. Okay. I'm like, wish fulfillment? I'm about to be on the street in like 6 days. Like, I don't understand how this was fulfillment. This is not what I want. Like, I don't want to be on the street. And I'm thinking, like, then I start to get paranoid. I'm like, well, maybe this is the divine telling me New York isn't for me. And like, this isn't actually going to work. And they just needed to let me completely fail so I can like never do dance again. I got really paranoid. Like, well, maybe this is a sign, knowing damn well the divine is like people say in the Bible, God is a God of simplicity. When you start thinking too much and like, well, maybe this, and maybe I shouldn't have ever done this, and maybe this isn't this, and this and this and this and that. It's none of that. Okay? Trust your heart. Just how you trust, I want this food, or that doesn't taste good. Let me put that down. You don't sit there and, I don't know, my stomach didn't like it, but maybe I should eat it anyway, and just, I don't know. We don't do that. But then with other areas of life, we can't trust ourselves. If you can trust yourself with your outfit and say, I like the way it looks like. If you can trust yourself in knowing what kind of food you like, you need to be able to trust yourself with all your decisions, because you're using the same intuition. Okay, we get so nervous about it, and no. So let's keep going. So days continue. I'm not packing because I'm just like, hey, we just got to see what happens. And I couldn't. My body was literally like, no, like, you will be fine. Okay. The day comes. Okay. I'm like shitting myself. Okay. And I hear boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, great. Like, okay. Should I answer it? Should you answer it? Like, this the police. Like, I'm sure. So I'm like, it's good. I'm gonna answer it. Okay. I open the door. It is not the police. It is my new landlord. Okay. And they said, I just want to let you know, I'm the new owner of the building, and I want to thank you both for taking this to court, because it actually flagged the system, and we found out that that landlord had a few buildings and it was corrupt, and he was overcharging you and also everyone in the building and also everyone in his past buildings. And here's a check for $8,000, and all your past debt has been cleared. That's what happened the day of my supposed eviction. I ended up with $8,000 and everything got cleared. So do you understand when you have when the divine is telling you to trust them? Okay, even when it doesn't make any sense, trust them. Okay, they can make a way. And when it gets really down, I told you I sometimes didn't have food. And my family, they thought I was crazy. So everybody in my family telling me I'm doing everything wrong. My roommate thinks I'm crazy and is nervous to like even be with me, thinking we're ruined. Everybody I was even thinking I'm crazy. I'm like, maybe I'm delusional. Like, maybe this thing that's telling me I'm trusted to trust it is not the divine. Maybe I'm like a demonic spirit is like in my mind telling me this. No. The divine was looking the hell out. Okay. Let's go to the next testimonial, because I'm telling you, I have so many testimonials. Okay. Let's do another one. Me and my sister, this was actually right before in 2017 this happened, because a lot of the reason why I got behind on the bills was because I had to help my sister pay hers, because my family wasn't supporting us at the time, because we both came out the closet. So they cut the support. And you see what happened? Okay. Remember I was saying with my family, I was trying to still like love them and stuff. Even when they were literally didn't care if I was on the street, I was still trying to be codependent. Like, the amount of healing I've been through, y'all, is insane. So my sister was about to be evicted, okay, because of family support just stopped, okay, and she had just moved into her apartment in Charlotte. And this was at the end of 2016, because her birthday is a Scorpio, and I flew down for her birthday, but it also happened to be the court case where we had to go, and I had to like help her talk to the judge. Like, it's crazy how much Aquarius placements. My sister's Scorpio with Aquarius rising. Capricorn Aquarius placements, y'all, and Scorpio placements go through, I mean, everybody goes through a lot of hell, but like, if you got a lot of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Scorpio, and Pluto, and stuff like that, I like, just give me a hug, okay? Just give me a hug, because we go through it. And we don't look like it. It doesn't look like I've been through what I've been through and all the stress, but we have, okay? And that's how you know it's divine. When you go through a lot of struggle and you still can have clean skin and be fine, that's when you know the divine is putting you through that lesson and you're not just in a bad choice. When you make a bad choice, your whole life is falling apart. You can't sleep, you can't eat. When the divine's restricting you, you're actually all right, okay? So, my sis, I flew down from New York, and she, all the Capricorns are lit. Yeah, exactly. So you understand it's real out here, okay? You understand. So these situations, you can relate. You're like, I've been in something like that before. Like, so my sis, okay, she was going to UNCC in Charlotte, and she had just moved because she was living on, let me actually preface, because it's even deeper than this. She was living on the dorms before. Okay, my sister, the first semester, went to Georgia State and lived on campus in the dorms. And my sister's a Scorpio with Pisces moon, so she's very sensitive and very intuitive, but she learned very quick that she can't just live with anybody, okay? Because her roommates were doing all kind of crazy stuff in Charlotte, okay? I mean, sorry, in Georgia, okay? So after the first semester, she moved to UNCC and stayed on the campus in the dorms. Similar thing happened, not the best roommate situation, okay? So then the next year, this is the start of the year, because we went for the court eviction thing around November of 2016, and she had moved from into her own place, and like, when did school start? Like August, September? So it was fresh, like she had just moved down into her place, okay? And my dad, I believe, was paying for that. I think it was like $800 a month, something like that. And part of it, like his GI Bill was helping. I don't know. It was like my dad's part was paying for it. But right around that time, that summer, we also had just come out the closet, okay? And to my family more, my sister especially, and they found out about the partner that she was with. So that support started to dry on up, okay? And so we were down, and we went to the court thing, because this had been from September to now November. She got behind on the rent because my parents stopped paying. So I'm down, and I'm stressed out. I flew down to help her out, and this is how in 2017 I ended up behind, because I was helping her. But anyways, so we got down, went to the court thing, and then we were like, you know what, like, we gotta go get something. Like, we asked, our mom and our dad, like, hey, can you help us out? Like, can you help Kelly out? Like, she needs money. Like, she don't have no groceries in the house. They were like, we're not giving y'all no money. Like, no. So we drove down from Charlotte to Columbia, where I grew up, and my sister's Scorpio, so you don't want to mess with an angry Scorp, okay, with Aquarius rising, okay, and me, Aquarius, with a Gemini moon. I'm ride or die. So I'm like, okay, let's get it. So we go down, and because they wouldn't give us money, I don't know why, parents, plural, because my dad, no shade, I don't want to talk too much about my parents, but whatever, it was a cohesive group, okay, and so they didn't believe us that we needed money for food, okay. I don't know what they thought, like, and they didn't believe the court. I'm like, girl, we were literally in court, okay. I've been in court twice for eviction stuff. Within that period was for my sister and me, okay. Both times didn't get evicted, PS, okay, God is good. But anyways, so that's the end of the story. But anyways, period. So I'm down, we go to our family's house, and we get the argument, and we're like, we need stuff. My sister literally was like, F it. If y'all not gonna give us any money, I'm taking the groceries out the house. My sister is grabbing cans and putting them in her bag. And I think this is also showing them, like, clearly we need the money for food, because we're taking food at your house. Like, my sister was like, F it. If y'all not gonna give us no food, I don't have any food, I'm in college, like, we need something to eat. Okay, so she takes the cans, and I'm just like, stunned a little bit, okay? And we leave, okay? And they're, you know, it's just a little bit of a mess, okay? We get in the car and we're driving up 77. We're driving from Columbia to Charlotte. And then once the adrenaline drops, okay, my sister realizes my rent needs to get paid. We just left the judge and said we pay it. And how's that going to happen? And all we got is these canned goods. How long is that going to last? Because I was about to fly back to New York. I just came down for her birthday in the court situation. I lived in New York, okay? So we're in the car crying, just like so stressed, like how is this going to happen, okay? Oh, let me not lie. The next day was the day the bill was due. That's why, okay? It was like very, very soon. We went to the judge to like not get evicted, and she was like, you have, it happened so fast. I think like maybe she didn't get, because for me in New York, I got 6 months. New York is very, they have ways to work things out. But down in North Carolina, it was like, what happened? I was down for maybe 2 weeks, and she said you got to the end of the month or something like that. It was something very quick. And my sister's birthday is November the 1st, like the start of November, okay? And so that night, we're driving up, and we're crying, and we're so stressed out. Because my sister's like, how am I going to pay? If I don't pay this tomorrow, I'm going to be out of my apartment. And also, our parents don't like us. We just literally stole groceries from their house. So where are we going to stay? Okay, I know I could fly back to New York and go to school, but like, I was staying on the dorms, okay? I had not moved. 2017 was when I moved into my place, you know what I'm saying? So like, I had not, okay? So my sister, we were freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We end up calming down a little bit. And we had learned about, we were into the spiritual at this time, and I said, Kelly, okay, we just have to believe, okay? We have to envision this cannot be what's gonna happen. God's got us. We are protected. Like, we didn't do anything wrong. Like, and I'm starting speaking. I'm bringing verses out, and like, you know, I'm throwing that, okay? We listened to this song right here, y'all. This song right here. And y'all might need to play it for the people that are in a faith test right now, okay? This one right here. Let me get it real quick. Let me get it. Hold up. Un momento. Okay, this one right here. Y'all know this song? Okay. Prince of Egypt. Okay. When You Believe, Whitney Houston. Okay. Because I was like, Kelly, we need like, no, I'm not lying. Like literally, this is the song we played. Like we was like, we need inspiration. We need something to like, we got to believe. Like to get from a place of like, not you playing that song for weeks. This is it. This is it. So what you're going through, lightning, whatever that is. What is that called? Light bulb. It's going to turn around. Okay, like this is and literally what's crazy, right before I got on this live stream, I said, Spirit, I just want you to bring in anybody who needs whatever I'm going to say on the live. I need them to come on in. So if you came on in, you didn't even know who I was before the live, that was that intent I said, okay, to send that message on in, okay? So we're coming back, and I don't know, I feel like we just pressed shuffle, but I don't know. I might have said, let's play this song, but I don't feel like it. I feel like we just needed like a song to help us, like music to play, and this came on. But I'm not sure. That's the only part I'm not sure about. But anyways, we played this song, okay? And I said, we just have to believe. And we were crying to this song, okay? When You Believe, and we're just like crying, like playing it over and over, driving from Columbia to Charlotte. It's about 45 minutes. We drive kind of fast, so it's about 45 minutes. If you're driving the speed limit, it's about an hour, okay? But we were, you know, if you're from the country, you understand. It's not a lot of people around. So we were moving, okay, up. And so nervous. I'm like, Kelly, and it's also at night. So like we only have until the next morning for her to pay her rent, or she's gonna literally be out of her school apartment. Okay, so then how you gonna get to school? We live in, our family's from Columbia, so like, and they don't fuck with us because we had just come out the closet. So like, how's this gonna work? I'm in my dorm in New York City, so I don't have a place that she can come and stay, because she can't come and stay in my dorm. Like, that's not legal. So it was just stressful. Okay, so we're crying to this song, When You Believe, crying. And believing though, like we got to the place of like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but we're just gonna have to believe, okay? Crying. Now, we get home, we go to sleep, okay? Still was stressful because we didn't know how it was gonna happen, but we just are believing now, okay? We wake up. Well, no, let me take it back. We didn't wake up at the same time. I was asleep. My sister wakes me up, freaking out. Like, Corey, oh my God, guess what? And I'm like, like, cause I don't know what's happening. I'm thinking anything could happen. Like, it literally is the last day. It could be the police outside. Like, it could be anything. Like, I don't know. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, look. And I'm like, what? There was $1,500 in her account. Now, remember, I told you her bill was like, I think like 900 or 800, whatever my dad was paying, like 850 or something like that. She shows me the account and it's like $1,500. And the night before, we didn't even have enough money to get food, okay? We were stealing groceries from our parents' house. So like, where did that $1,500 come from? Like, it was given zero beforehand, okay? And I'm like, Kelly, what? Like, how? What? She's like, when you believe, like, and I'm like, what? So listen to this. When you go to college, okay, my sister had, there's this, every semester you have to look and make sure insurance is figured out, okay? And like, if you don't have your own insurance, you have to pay for the college to insure you. And if you do, then they will give you a refund on that, okay? Now, when my sister had applied, I don't know if she didn't check it off, or maybe because of my parents not supporting us because of the queerness, she didn't like, she didn't, like she paid, like put it on the bill, like when she needed it. And then maybe maybe my dad, I know he wasn't supportive, but maybe my sister like figured out a way to get it on there. I don't know exactly how it happened because she didn't expect it either. What ended up happening was they gave her that insurance money back as a refund the morning of the payment of her rent was due, okay? And then boom, she was good. She stayed in that place the whole rest of the time because that next month she was able to get another job. And also my grandfather was able to help out a little bit, okay? So do you understand the beauty of the divine when you believe, okay? I want to show you another example because I have many. This is my whole life. I have North Node and Sagittarius, so I go through a lot of faith tests, okay? But that was the divine when they're right on time. Sometimes it literally will be to the day, okay? And that's what happened to me many times. It'll be up to the day you need it, and then boom, it turns it around, okay? Now, right before COVID, I was in New York because I stayed, 2017. That happened, had a hell of money. And then about 2019, I started to get down by being in New York, okay? It was after the winter of 2019. I also had just broken up with the ex who I ended up getting back together with in last year. Let's not talk about that, okay? Don't talk about that. But I broke up with the ex, okay, in the winter, just the beginning, right around my birthday in 2019. And I didn't have a lot of friends at that time. Like, I was really deep in my spiritual practice. So I was not, when you go through your spiritual awakening, everybody disappears. So had just got a relationship. My friends weren't around. It was cold in New York. I remember that year in 2019, it might have been like 10 or 15 degrees on my birthday in February. So it was just like a lot of, I was depressed, just very down, okay, very, very down. And so I moved from New York, okay. And at the time, my family, well, I'll just say one specific family member, was so excited that I was leaving, okay, and they were motivating me to leave, like, oh, you're done with New York, like, they had went to New York for college and only stayed one semester. But I didn't know that some people have secret envies and jealousies. I found out later on after I moved down, this person wanted me to leave New York because they were secretly envious that I had stayed as long as I had in New York and they only lasted a semester, okay? I didn't know none of that, okay? This person was unemployed at the time, and I'm a really great encouraging person. I love to pick people up, and I can help you get it out the mud because I've had to get all of my stuff out the mud. So like, they knew that I would be there. I had already helped them with their business. I already had helped them take pictures and like get the design right. So they were excited. They were thinking, oh, this is the opportunity for you to move home, and then I'm unemployed. You could help me with this is what they were thinking, okay? And telling me, oh, you don't have to worry. Don't worry. You can come and chill. Don't worry about money. You've been stressed in New York. We got you. Okay. Fabulous. I'm in New York. I'm missing home. This is a family member. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to move home. So I leave New York, leave all of the work I've done, okay? Move home. Within weeks, that facade went away, okay? And are you looking for a job? I need you to start paying your way around here. And I'm like, didn't you just say last month I was good? Like, wait, I thought I had some time to rest and chill. Like, what's going on? Okay. I started to get comments, that dish you did was not clean enough. And I'm like, honey, I'm almost 30. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is not like, stuff just started to get real. Like, but remember previous stories, I said it took me a long time to really realize, regardless of who it was, family or not, if you're being disrespected, you need to honor yourself. Okay. I hadn't done that. I grew up military Southern Baptist in South Carolina. So I was very, and I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest son, the only son. So I was very, this is my family. This is, you know, okay. So I moved down and I'm peeping this. I'm like, this is not nice. This doesn't feel right. Okay. But I'm still, you know, of course we can withstand some things. I'm like, it's fine. Let me just sit with it. Let me just sit with it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It continued to get worse, like it does when you don't listen to the flags, okay? I would wake up and hear my name, okay? Because I have a Gemini moon, I have a lot of placements, so like I never miss when people are talking about me. I always happen to be around. I always happen to hear it, or like happen to be in the area, or know it, can feel it. I always walk in the room and people are saying stuff about me. Like, that always happens, okay? I'm always there, okay? Maybe the sun conjuncts out, I don't know what it is, but I never miss some shade. I always will end up seeing it, okay? So I would just like wake up out of my sleep and just hear, yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing with his life. He's just moving down. He's lost. So I'm just like, whoa, this is how we're talking about me? Oh, so I'm like, this person motivated me to come down. Like, what's going on? Okay. So I was stressed. Then it continued to get worse. And let me just say, I ended up moving out from that space and I moved in with my grandma. Okay. And if you know anybody who's lived with their grandma, you understand. Okay. You ain't really real and really been there if you ain't lived with your grandma 1 or 2 times. Okay. Or an aunt or something. Okay. So I moved in with my grandmother. Okay. Who was I'll just say my grandmother. I'll just let you know that. Okay. Moved with my grandmother. And it was difficult because at my grandmother's, I'll just say, one of my parents was living with my grandmother. Okay, my grandmother had just lost her husband, so my dad was staying with my grandmother. Okay, and so I was staying with both of them, but they didn't have an extra bed, so I was sleeping on the recliner. Okay, and that was not fun. And the recliner was broken, so it didn't fully all the way recline back. So I was just sleeping basically like this for months. Okay, right when COVID had just started, and I'm like stressed out. Okay, and I'm like, oh my God, like I moved here. I'm thinking I'm trying to reset myself and move to, I want to move to California. And now COVID's hit, and now I'm stuck here, and I'm stuck on this recliner. Like, and it started to get bad. Okay, because my father was the main enabler of this person that I separated from. And so they kept, well, it's their birthday. I think you need to say something. I'm like, you don't know me. I'm an Aquarius #1. I'm not about to do that. And this person put me through hell, so I'm not about to. This is what really taught me to honor myself, this whole situation, okay? So it got so bad, y'all. I was so depressed and so down. And then, anytime I fade, though, I started seeing signs of, like, planes. I started seeing black cats everywhere. And cats, to me, anytime I see a cat out, it talks about independence and, like, doing things on your own, figuring things out on your own. I'm seeing cats. I had a dream that I had a dream and I saw eggs hatching in a tree, and I'm like, okay, eggs hatching, so something new's coming. I started seeing signs, okay, and I'm like, but I'm still sleeping on the recliner, okay. My money is still looking a little funny because I was not able to work. I was staying with my grandma. I didn't have a car, okay, and so I was just doing astrology readings. But like I said, until recently, my business didn't really hit. So back in 2019, 2020, it was not really popping like that. So I just had enough to pay for groceries and like do that kind of stuff, okay? So I was down, but I started seeing signs, and I'm like, okay, so I feel like something is coming, and I'm thinking that it's a new job coming. I'm thinking that my business is gonna go viral. I'm just thinking something is gonna happen, okay? And I start telling, you know, like, okay, well, something's gonna happen, but I was still down because what do we go to naturally when we can't see how it's gonna happen? What do we start doing? Well, I don't know how it's gonna happen. So I started like, well, no, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I'm just seeing this. So Spirit had to amp it up a little bit. So I saw even more signs. Okay, and even more signs. And then guess what they usually do? Right before things break, you have a breakthrough. What do you have? A breakdown. Okay, you have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough. Okay, life gets even more difficult. Sorry, one really quick TikTok. I had to charge the iPad really quick, so let me just put that there. Okay, so I had a breakdown. Things got worse. Okay, oh my God. Oh my God, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to balance it with the charger. It's hard to balance it with the charger because, you know, you got to get it right. Okay, oops. Oh my gosh, come on, work with me. Work with me. Work with me. Okay, there we go. A little bit better. Okay. Work with me, please. Stop doing this phone. Come on, girl. You got it. Not me getting mad at the phone, honey. Yo, this is taking forever. If you're also an Aquarius, you understand, like, stuff just, sometimes it just, it just doesn't. Technology and stuff just doesn't work. Okay. Hopefully it can stay there, because that just stressed me out. Okay. We're good. I took a minute. I'm like, Jesus. Okay, so I forgot what I was saying. I'm like, God damn. So we're stressed. Okay, I'm super stressed, like depressed, down. I'm like screaming into the blanket at night, down. Okay, because it had now been. I moved down in April of 2019, moved in with my grandma in November of 2019, and now this was about May of 2020. So I had been in that recliner since November. Okay, sleeping on the recliner. Like, it was a long time. Okay. And I'm down, I'm depressed, my career stuff isn't changing. I keep feeling like something's gonna happen, but I'm not seeing it. So then I started seeing the signs in like April, now it's May. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how it's gonna shift. But then anytime I say this, and I'm telling y'all to say this, I don't know how it's going to shift. I don't know how it's going to change, but I know that the divine wants to shift for me, and I put it in your hands. I trust that y'all are going to make it work. I trust that it's going to work out. I give it to y'all. Just how I said that, and I ended up in an instant apartment. Okay. Once you kind of get past the how it's going to happen, and just say, I don't know how. The divine's they wouldn't send me the signs that I could get out of it if it wasn't going to happen. Once you just sit with that, like, I don't know how you're going to do it, but just, I trust you're going to do it. This is what happened. So watch what happens. That night, that happened, because things got real. I don't remember what exactly. Oh, I remember what happened. Mother's Day is right around May, I believe. And I did not, I don't know if anybody can look up when Mother's Day was in 2020. I think it was May something, like it's in May. And I did not, or the early June or something like that. I did not tell my mother happy birthday. I mean, Mother's Day, okay? Which set off my grandma, because even though my grandma understood, she's still my grandma. Like, she's old school. So she's like, this is your mother, even though she treated you like shit, she's still your mother. And my father is enabling my mother. So there's still, nobody agreed. Okay, May the 10th, exactly. So I'm right on the money with the timing. I'm just like, okay, good. And so I'm like finally healed to the place of like, no, this person has treated me like shit my whole life. Like, I'm not about to just sit here and do and apologize and do the same thing I've always done. No, I'm standing my ground. Okay. So both these people came into my grandma after Mother's Day. They came home and they started bringing dinners home and not bringing any for me. Okay. And I already was low on coins, like, because of the reading. So they were like getting good food and eating it in front of me, y'all. And I'm like, okay, this is messed up. Like, damn, this hurts my feelings. Like, I can't go anywhere. I don't have a car. I don't have a job. Like, y'all, and now, oh Lord, and now y'all are mad that I'm not listening to you. So now you're going to be passive aggressive and kind of like, well, he's not listening, so we're just going to shut him. Okay. Aquarius go through, y'all, I'm telling you. So I got even more down. And then I got to the place of like, divine, look, you got to get me out of here. I don't know what this is. I don't care if it's my family. This one, when I finally healed it, like, I don't care if it's my family. I'm being treated like this. I have got to escape out of this. Okay. Anytime I say that, guess what happened the next day? Okay. I had a reading with somebody that I had a reading before with that lived in New York. Okay. I'm not going to say their names, but it was a couple. Okay. And I had a reading with them, and they saw me in New York in person. I did an in-person reading in New York. Okay. And when the Aquarius stopped giving a fuck, exactly. Once Aquarius, like, you know what? No. That's when life really starts moving for us, when we stop, like, being so stressed and codependent. So once I said, you know what? No, I need to escape from this. And I was, like, planning, like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, but I need to get out. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I can do like discounted readings. I need to find a way to get out of here. Okay. I just said, Spirit, y'all figure it out, please. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I need to get out of here now. Next day, I had the reading. I'm in the reading, and my readings are Zoom, so you see me, you know. And they could tell that I was down because they saw me in 2019 in New York, how I am now, bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Okay. And they were like, are you okay? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to get, you know, be in your business, but like, you don't even sound the same. Your eyes are so dark. Are you okay? You know, I'm like, Aquarius. The Aquarius said me, I'm girl, I'm good, I'm fine. No, 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 no. Let me just get back to the reading. And they're like, mm-mm. No. And the person who noticed was a Gemini. Geminis can tell in someone's voice what's really going on. They're like, no, you're not okay at all, are you? And I broke down in the reading, and I felt so like I'm trying to be a professional, you know, like I'm trying to like give the astrology reading, and I'm just like, yes, I'm miserable, like I'm so beaten down, like it is just I can't take this, like I'm just crying in the reading. Guess what happens, y'all? They say, well, we have extra flight points. Why don't you come stay with us for a while? And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, like we have the space. It's COVID. It's not like we're going anywhere. You're safe. Like just keep your mask. You know, when you get here, we'll quarantine. Come stay with us for a while. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we have the points. Come stay with us. And I didn't understand why they were so okay with it until I got to their space. Okay, that's how I ended up in Denver. I didn't necessarily want to move to Denver. That happened overnight, and I ended up the next day. Like I literally was crying one night, and the next night I was on a plane to Denver, and it completely moved. Okay, they said you can come and stay, and if you like it, you can stay, and if not, you can just take a break from your family, and you can fly back once you save up your money. But just come and take a break. So I get to Denver because they paid for my flight. Okay, and literally it was like my reading was maybe 8 o'clock p.m. like about this time. Okay, and they're on the East Coast. No, Denver is 2 hours behind, so it's maybe like 6 or something like that. But it was about 8. I was in South Carolina. And yes, I'm so glad I came to Denver, but it was such a, like, the divine is so interesting. And Denver's my Chiron line, so I went there to heal and be a healer. Like, it's so interesting how things work. You just gotta trust the divine, because I didn't know I would end up in Denver. I said I needed a break, I needed to leave, and Spirit was like, oh, honey, leave you will, okay? I didn't think that I would literally be able to leave the next day. Like, that is, okay? But when I said, Spirit, I don't know how you're gonna do it, I trust you. Do you understand how they can make a way out of no way? Okay. So they paid for my flight and they booked the flight. I had a 6 a.m. flight from South Carolina. Okay. So I was able to deuce. Literally, by the time the reading ended, I was packing my bags, y'all. Think about starting a reading, and by the end of the reading, you realize you're completely moving. I was like, am I moving to Denver? So I'm packing my shit. I'm like, okay. And I called the taxi and we're out. Okay. Disappeared. Dips. Gone. Okay. That fast. Okay. Because I trusted and said, you know what? I don't know how this is going to happen. And I had gotten to the place of healing what was holding me back, healing the wound that was keeping me to these people that were not really respecting me. I had released that. So Spirit said, good. You're honoring yourself more. Now let us honor you. Bow. But if I would have stayed there and not said that to Spirit, like, I don't know how it's going to change. It is what it is. I don't have the resources. I don't have the way out. I didn't need to know the resources. They had it. Okay. And then what ended up happening is this ain't even it. I'm not even done with the miracles. Okay. So I get to Denver and I find out that both people in the couple, that's weird to say, both of them had recently been estranged by their family. They both had a situation with their family where they had to separate. So that's why they were so on board with me leaving my family, and that's why they paid for my flight, because they understood. Okay, they had empathy for me, whereas nobody else believes me. They're like, your family's so sweet. Like, what? They listened to me, and they were able to. If I would have talked to anybody else who wouldn't have had that same exact situation, maybe they wouldn't have done that. Okay, but that's what happened, and it happened to be that one client. Like, who knew that client would have been the one? Like, you see how Spirit orchestrates and moves and does things. Okay, so I get to Denver, and it's beautiful. They're helping me. I'm calm. They're talking to me about it. I'm crying about these things, and they say, you know what? And I'm liking it. I'm like liking Denver. I'm like, okay, this is cute. And they're like, well, maybe you can look around and see, see what's going on. Like, just kind of go with the flow. So I reached out to all the spiritual stores in Denver. I'm like, let's see. Yeah, I'm here. Like, let's see what happens. I've wanted to have my astrology work this whole time. I thought that was going to be the way I was going to move. Let me test it out. Reached out. Was getting the hit backs. Okay. Was getting the things back. Okay. Understandings back. Okay. And I got a interview at Herbs and Arts, okay, which is one of the biggest stores in Denver. And I also got a couple other interviews at other places, and things ended up working down the line with those. But Herbs and Arts started off right off the bat. And I got there and I talked to the guy, and he's like, we can't do astrology with you right now with COVID. We're still working with the in-person thing. But as soon as that wraps up, we figured out we're going to give you the astrology. But can you work as a store clerk? Can you work as someone that can do the oils and fix the candles and sell the crystals? And I happen to be an expert at that, so that was no problem. Like, let's get it. So I started working there. After that interview, he's like, so you just moved here, I heard. I'm like, yeah, literally like 2 days ago, I just moved here from South Carolina. And he's like, oh, okay, well, this neighborhood is amazing. Like, why don't you walk down the street? There's a park called Cheeseman Park. It's a queer park. Of course, he saw me and was like, this gay nigga. Sorry to curse, but like, this is a gay dude. He's like, go to Cheeseman Park. Go check it out. It's a beautiful area. Check it out. Denver's beautiful. And I'm like, okay, great. That was the divine speaking through him. Okay. So I'm walking to the park and I cross the street and I'm just going one block and I look and I see apartment. Like it was an apartment building, apartment. And it said like for younger rentals or something like that. Like it was basically for younger people. And I took a picture of it. Something just told me like, oh, that's interesting. Took a picture of it. I was not thinking necessarily I was going to move to Denver. I was just thinking and seeing. I had just moved, they said I could stay for a bit. I'm just kind of throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks at this point. I'm like, okay, we're just going to see what happens. And I'm just kind of vibing. Okay. And so I take a picture. Okay. Keep walking to the park, have a good time, enjoying the park. I'm like, oh, this is a really cute park. It's really beautiful here. Like, I really love it. Then I go back home to where I was staying and start the job. I think I started within like 2 or 3 days. Like, it was very, very quick. They needed somebody. Long story short, when I decided, you know what, I actually want to live in Denver about a week or so later, okay, guess what happened, y'all? There was a situation where the people I was living with, something happened to one of their parents, okay? Now, they just estranged from them, but this was something where they had to kind of take care of a situation, okay? And the health was in case. I don't want to tell too much of the person's business, but they told me after I had just moved there, after like a week and a half or two, so we have to have an emergency move. And in 3 weeks, we're actually moving, and we're moving to Seattle, back to Seattle. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, his family's from Seattle and we have an emergency going on. We're gonna have to move and break the lease and like rush to Seattle to take care of this. And I'm like, but I'm staying with y'all. Like, so that gave me either I got 3 weeks to move back to South Carolina or I got 3 weeks to get an apartment. Okay. Now I'm freaking out. Okay. Because I'm like, how am I gonna get an apartment? I just started my job. Like, I don't have a paycheck. I also was unemployed all since 2019. Okay, and this is now June. I moved in June of 2020. Okay, so I haven't worked in over a year. All right, it's also like the middle of COVID, so it's not like I can just kind of get a whole bunch of jobs. Like, it was very like, how am I gonna be able to get my own place? I was stressed. Okay, so I started pulling cards, listen to my intuition. I'm like, so is this, I'm sad. I'm like, Spirit, like, what? Was this just a break? I guess I need to go back home, but I thought I was done with this. Like, what's going on? My intuition's telling me I thought I was here to enjoy Denver. Like, oh, Lord, let me just take this thing off the daggone charger. I can't do it no more. Okay. I don't know. I'm just nervous. Okay, basically. I'm like, how is this going to happen? Like, I thought, and I pulled the cards, and they're like, surrender. Same thing I got before. Like, don't pack. The same thing. Like, just trust, keep moving forward with the plan. And I'm like, so Spirit, you really think I'm gonna get an apartment in 2.5 weeks? I just started this job, and mind you, I was a store clerk. I was making like a little above minimum wage in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not working and making hella coin. Like, I haven't even started doing astrology readings at the store yet. Okay, so I'm like, how is this gonna work? Okay, so fast forward. I'm applying for places. I'm looking for apartments and looking for apartments. Now, I forgot about the apartment I took the picture of. Okay. I'm looking for apartments, but I'm looking for like cheaper stuff. I'm looking for places with roommates, sublets with roommates. Okay. because I need something with low money. That's what I thought. Okay, I thought I needed something, you know, I thought I needed something a little bit lower. Again, this is Pluto Capricorn time still in the past. So I'm still thinking in lack. I'm still thinking limiting. I'm still thinking, well, how am I going to get a place? I need to find like a quick sublet. I got to find like with like 5 roommates, you know. So I'm pulling cards and spirit is like, no, trust yourself. I'm having dreams of living by myself. And I'm like, how is this going to be possible, y'all? How am I going to go from sleeping on their couch, because I was staying on their couch, and I was staying on the recliner of my grandma's for a long time. How am I gonna get to my own place? So I was a little bit doubting, like, how I'm gonna get my own place and live by myself. Okay, y'all. So I got denied for every place I applied for, every sublet denial. They didn't respond. Every apartment I applied for with roommates, denial. Okay, they didn't respond. Just no, 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 no. Okay. And remember, I said sometimes when the divine blocks you, it's because you're not dreaming big enough. Okay. So I said, you know what? Let me just see about that apartment I saw, that 1 bedroom. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. Because at this time, if you're getting denied for apartments, you know it takes days to apply and get denied, y'all. Do you understand how stressed I was? Okay. Now, funny thing, I asked my boss, and my boss said, "Well, if you don't find a place, you can stay in the store kitchen and until you figure it out." So I at least had a place to stay. I could stay like in the workroom of the store. Okay. So at least I wouldn't be on the street, but like that wasn't gonna be cute. Like what? You know, that means if I have my day off, I'm at the store. Like it just would have been, where's the bed at? Like it just would have been not a vibe. But I was like, that's the best I could do. Like I didn't even have the money at the time because I had just started working to fly back to South Carolina. So it was just kind of, we're gonna figure it out. Okay. So y'all, I applied to this place. And this happened, let me see, it took me 4 days to get approved. So this was 4 days or 5 days before my people I was staying with moved out. Okay. This is the level of stress I was in. Okay. And I had just been working not even fully 2 weeks at the job because I hadn't even gotten paid yet. My first paycheck came the day I moved into my apartment. When I tell you just how things played out, the divine is crazy how they do what they do. Okay. So, I had just started working there, okay, basically. So if I worked, like I had just started working there. And so I'm at the apartment place and applying, okay, and I'm putting in my income, okay, not much, okay, from this job. But luckily, though, I had also reached out to other places and I had the offer letters. I had the emails of like, I'm about to do a workshop here. I'm about to do readings here, okay? So I added that into my budget. Now, I didn't have any concrete. They asked me for like, you know, can we have a check, pay stub? I literally told them I just moved. I don't have anything. I just moved. Like, it was very much, because Spirit told me to be honest. Like, don't lie, don't, because I was like, maybe I could go back and ask somebody to write a letter for me, and like, maybe I could use this check and try to make it seem like I'm doing, I got South Node Gemini, so I can try to find a way to like make it work. Spirit was like, be honest. I have North Node Sag. I'm here to be honest. Like, just be honest with them. And I'm like, but Spirit, I'm going to be on the street. They're like, honest. So I'm like, I don't have the money. Like, I don't have the studs, but I do have this. I'm working here at Herbs and Arts. And also I'm going to start readings at Ritual Craft soon. And there was another spiritual store that I was supposed to do workshops for. Didn't even end up, those people never wrote me back. Okay. But it's just interesting how the divine knew that was the way into the apartment. So the people were reaching back in the beginning. Okay. So days are going by. I apply. Okay. First day goes by. I hear nothing. And I'm stressed out. Okay. Because they're now packing up. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be staying with the store. Like, that's going to be great. And also, if I'm moving at the store, how long am I going to be there? Because, you know, like, when is it going to take? I got to, you know what I mean? I was made $600 every 2 weeks. Like, it was not like I was making hella money. Okay. Or like maybe $700 every 2 weeks. It was not a lot of money. Okay. So I'm stressed. Second day goes by. Okay. And at this time, y'all, let me tell you, when I say I didn't have any money, okay, because also for some reason, all my readings stopped. So I didn't get any new readings coming in. I remember this because I couldn't even have the money to take the bus from their apartment to Herbs and Arts. I had to walk. Okay. And if you know, Herbs and Arts is nowhere near the stadium in Denver. That's what I was walking from. Okay. Auntie knows. Okay. From the stadium, all the way to Herbs and Arts, it's a minute. I was walking like 35, 40 minutes. Okay, exactly. It's like 4 miles or 3 miles. It's a minute. Okay. I was so down. I was like, this is what life does sometimes, especially if you're Saturnian. Like, so people who are going through struggles, I understand. Like, life has put me through some shit. Okay. So I have 2 days left to see if I'm gonna find my place. In the past 2 days, that whole week, I didn't have any money. So I'm literally walking to work. Okay. Also, if I didn't have any money, guess what I didn't have? Food. Okay. I didn't have a lot of food. Okay. I remember one day I was there, and the next beside Herbs and Arts there was a like place where basically you could get real like donation based food. Like it was kind of like where they help people that were houseless. Um and so they came in and randomly anytime they got too much extra veggies, they would come into our store and just give us like eggplants and tomatoes and stuff like that. Why did this happen, y'all? One of those days I didn't have any money. Somebody came in like, hey, we got extra like sandwiches and extra da 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 da. Anybody want some? And I'm like, I have not eaten all day. Thank you. Like the divine was keeping looking out. Okay. So that happened. I'm walking back and all this. Okay, stressed out. The last day, y'all. Okay. The last day that they were staying there, because the day I moved in was the day after they had basically they moved out that morning and I left, took my bags to work, and then moved into my apartment after work. Like it was insane how stuff funneled in. Okay. So the day before, this is the day before that happens. I know tomorrow they're moving. And I have not gotten my approval. Okay. So I'm stressed out. Okay. And I'm walking home from Herbs and Arts. Herbs and Arts closed at 6 or 6:30. I forgot. Now I think it's 6. Yeah, 6. So we're closed. We're closing shop, you know, and so it's like 6:30. So I'm leaving now and walking back the whole 45, 50-minute walk. Okay. And I would end up walking sometimes downtown and then going up, like up the hill, back past the stadium just to give so I could walk in. I forgot the park that's right there in that kind of downtownish area by the stadium where it's like a river going by and like a Starbucks and stuff. I forgot what it's called, but I went there and I have a picture on my Instagram actually on my personal account that literally says when you flow with life, like it's talking about flowing because I was stressed and I'm by the water and I'm like, I just have to surrender to life and flow. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I just gotta go with the flow. I'm walking home, y'all, at like 7, something like that, 7-ish, because the sun was setting, and it's summer, so this is summertime. It's June or yeah, I moved in June, so this was like the middle of July, so it is summer. So the sun is setting. I see the rainbow. I'm sorry, now I'm talking about what I'm seeing. I'm walking back, but I'm stressed out. Okay, I see a rainbow. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, like maybe this is a sign because rainbows talk about like miracles coming after the storm. So I'm like, oh my God, I see a rainbow. So I'm walking over the bridge, and this is a bridge. They lived at like the apartment complex, like Auntie knows. There's the stadium, and then there's like all these new apartment complexes like across from the stadium in Denver. Once you get up that hill, okay, there's like a long bridge hill thing. Walking up it was ass, but like you get up, okay. Below it, I think it's like a Trader Joe's or something down there. But like, anyway, so I'm up. I see the rainbow. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I'm coming down the hill. Y'all, guess what I see? A black cat. Now remember, right before I moved to Denver, I saw a black cat. And I was like, oh my God, like that's before I got the surprise. So I saw the black cat and I'm like, okay, so something must be about to happen. Like something must be going on. Okay. I get home, right? And I get home, I think I got home at, because this is a specific time, it was at like 7:50, something like that. Something like that. At 8:08, I get a text, okay, from the person at the leasing place, okay. You've been approved. And I'm like, if y'all knew, and they didn't, I can't tell the leasing agency like, hey, could you speed it up because I'm about to be on the street. I can't tell them that. They don't know that, and that probably would make it less like I probably wouldn't get the place if I told them that. I got approved at 8:08 when I got in, okay, to their place. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting my apartment. I got approved. Now, how did I get approved? I have no idea. The divine can make a way out of no way, okay? Because to get approved when I'm making $600 every 2 weeks and nothing really else, okay? In that apartment, you had to make at least 3 times the rent. The rent, guess what the rent was in that apartment, y'all? $1,250. Okay, that's what I got approved for. Not no little cute little, no, I got approved for a 1-bedroom downtown on Colfax. across the street from Herbs and Arts. I literally could walk from Herbs. I could see Herbs and Arts from my apartment. Okay, I was downtown. I was 5 minutes from the park that the guy, my first time going to Herbs and Arts, said, "Hey, go check that out." And that was my favorite part. Cheeseman Park was where I went all the time. If you follow on personal page, you can literally see I'm at Cheeseman Park all the time. Okay, so everything pieced together. The place that I went, that first apartment complex, I took that picture and said, well, maybe it's this. Not thinking it would work because that was 1 bedrooms and up. I'm like, but I don't know, how am I going to afford that? Spirit not only moved me from South Carolina, paid for my flight, moved me to Denver. I had a place to stay. Got a job instantly. The person at the job suggested I walk this way. I walked past that place, saw the apartment, walked to my favorite park, okay? Ended up getting that apartment, okay? And now I work across the street, okay? That ended up being fabulous, okay? And now I have my own place, my first time living alone. And it did not come from working hard to get a whole bunch of money. It came from having belief and trust in the divine, okay? And then if that's not enough, guess the only reason I was able to pay because I got approved, but then I'm thinking, well, shit, how am I going to pay for this? I'm about to get my paycheck. It's about to be $650. My apartment is $1,250, right? Because we didn't get to that part, how I got to actually pay for that. When you first move into an apartment, sometimes you get a discount, okay? Why did I get the first month half off? Which is how much? How much my check was. Okay, so literally the day I got paid that day, got my check, okay, and then went, paid, and then moved into my apartment that night. Do you understand how stressed I was? Okay, there's been a lot of situations where I'm like, but I just told y'all 3-4 major testimonies, okay, and it's like, that's the real tea, like 100%, okay, in Denver, like all the, that's what it is, okay? So, and with my North Node in the in Sagittarius, my whole life path is about having faith and you will be protected, okay? So this is what I'm saying, and this is why I'm telling you, don't just leave and figure things out. Every time I made a decision like, Spirit, should I apply for this apartment? I'm listening to my gut. Even to the point where they're saying don't move and I don't know why I'm not meant to move. I'm just trusting what my body's telling me, okay? And so you really got to sit. Are you in the right place? What is your heart telling you? Okay. The divine really wants you to be in a loving space. Okay. The divine literally wants, anytime I got a breakthrough is when I decided, they didn't give me a breakthrough until I decided I deserved one. And say, I don't know how y'all are going to get me through this, but I know you will. That's when, boom, everything got flipped around. Okay. So that is what you have to just trust. You got to really, number one, just listen to yourself. Is this situation I'm in really good for me or honoring for me? Do I deserve better? Listen and ask for signs from the divine, okay? Like I recently have been getting signs to move to California. Okay, I had a dream about it. Then I had another dream about it. And I'm like, I literally asked, I said, Spirit, if I'm meant to move to California, because I was not thinking this. I'm thinking New York is the way for a minute, okay? I have a dance opportunity here. I'm thinking it's supposed to be in New York, but I'm like, I'm dreaming about California. I'm like, Spirit, but maybe I'm just tripping. If I'm meant to move to California, let me see signs, okay? Guess what signs I've seen in the past 2 weeks, y'all, because this is recent, okay? I went to the park. My friend called me, okay, a Scorpio. It was her birthday. We're talking, we're chatting. I go to the park. I sit down by a tree, okay? And let me just preface, anytime I see a dead bird, that always talks about new beginnings are gonna come. Okay, I know it sounds gruesome, but that's what that means. Anytime you see a dead bird, new starts are coming, okay? And I saw nothing but dead birds also, P.S., forgot to tell you all that, before I moved into my apartment, okay? Anytime Shane I just see dead birds, okay? So just preface that. I get to the park, I'm talking to my phone, I'm like, hey, Abby girl, like we're just talking, and I sit down by the tree and I put my hand back and I'm like, oh my God. I put my hand near it basically is a wing, a bird wing. Okay, and I don't see anybody on YouTube, so I'm gonna jump off of YouTube because I want to show y'all the wing. So I